entire team of People's College Nanded welcomes you all. On the occasion of Azadi ka Amrut Mahostav on International Women's Day, author Diane Marychild says, "A woman is an whole circle with the ability to create, nurture, and transform." This day is observed as International Day of Women. We thank God for creating women in very unique way and for their splendid role in shaping lives. To mark this occasion, People's College Nanded has organized a seminar on women's empowerment. I am sure that this seminar would build up awareness to grow towards women empowerment. Before we begin the program, let us remember and pay homage to our founder of People's College, Sri Swami Ramanand Tirth. Let us all pause for a silence for 1 minute. We are highly honored to have the many dignitaries in our midst today, namely Honorable Dr. Venkatesh Kabde, ex-MP Nanded and Chairman Nanded Education Society. Honorable Dr. N.T. Kamble, Chief Guest of the Day, Chairman, Board of Studies in Sociology, Swami Ramanand Tirth, Marathwada University, Nanded. Honorable Shirin Kulkarni, co-founder and director at Council for Creative Education, Finland. Honorable Dr. Pravin Patil, Vice Chairman, Nanded Education Society. Honorable Shyamal Patki, Secretary, Nanded Education Society. Shri Praful Agrawal, Joint Secretary, Nanded Education Society. Dr. Vikas Sukkale, Member, Nanded Education Society. We also welcome our speakers of the day, namely for session 1, Dr. Pooja Priyambada. Session 2, Dr. Chaitai More. Session 3, Dr. Dilip Tor. Once again, a hearty welcome to all our dignitaries. Now I would like to request Honorable Dr. R.M. Jadhav, Principal, People's College Nanded, for a welcome speech.
हेलो, आवाज आ रही है सर? हेलो?
यस सर, या आवाज आ रही है।
नांदेड़ एजुकेशन सोसाइटी के पीपल्स कॉलेज नांदेड़ महाराष्ट्र द्वारा आयोजित एक दिवसीय अंतरराष्ट्रीय सेमिनार का मुख्य विषय है वुमेन्स एम्पावरमेंट, महिला सबलीकरण। इस कार्यक्रम के अध्यक्ष डॉक्टर वेंकटेश काब्दे जी, भूतपूर्व सांसद तथा नांदेड़ एजुकेशन सोसाइटी के अध्यक्ष का मैं इस कार्यक्रम में स्वागत करता हूं। इस अंतरराष्ट्रीय चर्चा सत्र के बीज भाषक डॉक्टर शिरीन कुलकर्णी, को फाउंडर एंड डायरेक्टर काउंसिल फॉर क्रिएटिव एजुकेशन फिनलैंड का भी मैं संस्था एवं महाविद्यालय की ओर से स्वागत करता हूं। प्रमुख अतिथि डॉक्टर N.T. कांबळे, अध्यक्ष समाजशास्त्र अभ्यास मंडल स्वामी रामानंद तीर्थ मराठवाड़ा विश्वविद्यालय नांदेड़ का भी मैं स्वागत करता हूं। द्वितीय गोष्ठी के वक्ता के रूप में माननीय पूजा प्रियवंदा, एकेडमिक डायरेक्टर इंटरनेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मास मीडिया नई दिल्ली का भी मैं महाविद्यालय की ओर से स्वागत करता हूं। तृतीय गोष्ठी के वक्ता माननीय छायाताई मोरे, जिजामाता कृषि भूषण पुरस्कार प्राप्त किसान महिला जालना का भी मैं महाविद्यालय की ओर से स्वागत करता हूं। चतुर्थ गोष्ठी के वक्ता के रूप में एडवोकेट दिलीप तौर का भी मैं महाविद्यालय की ओर से स्वागत करता हूं। इस अंतर्राष्ट्रीय चर्चा सत्र के लिए उपस्थित संस्था के उपाध्यक्ष सीए डॉक्टर प्रवीण पाटिल जी तथा सचिव प्राध्यापक श्यामल पत्की मैडम एवं सह सचिव माननीय प्रफुल्ल कुमार अग्रवाल, इनका भी मैं महाविद्यालय की ओर से स्वागत करता हूं। इस कार्यक्रम के लिए उपस्थित उपप्राचार्य सिद्धेवाड़ डॉक्टर सचिन पवार, डॉक्टर सुकाळे सर तथा संयोजक प्राध्यापक स्वाति काटे समाजशास्त्र विभाग एवं सभी इस कार्यक्रम आभासी पद्धति के इस वेबिनार में जुड़े सभी अध्यापक एवं छात्र छात्राएं, आज जागतिक महिला दिन के शुभ अवसर पर अंतरराष्ट्रीय सेमिनार का आयोजन हमारे पीपल्स महाविद्यालय महाराष्ट्र के अंतर्गत इस सेमिनार का आयोजन किया गया है। पीपल्स कॉलेज की स्थापना स्वतंत्र सैनिक भूतपूर्व सांसद स्वामी रामानंद तीर्थ जी ने सन 1950 में की है। उसी समय औरंगाबाद में डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आम्बेडकर ने मिलिंद महाविद्यालय की स्थापना की। इन महाविद्यालयों का उद्देश्य मराठवाड़ा संभाग के विद्यार्थियों को अच्छी शिक्षा देना यह था। पदवी और पदव्युत्तर विभाग में हमारे पीपल्स महाविद्यालय में लगभग 3500 विद्यार्थी आज शिक्षा प्राप्त कर रहे हैं। शिक्षा ग्रहण करने के साथ साथ विद्यार्थी सामाजिक दायित्व का भी निर्वाह करते हैं। एमपीएससी की सुविधा तथा नेट सेट क्लास की सुविधा भी विद्यार्थी प्राप्त करते हैं। कुल मिलाकर मराठवाड़ा विभाग में पीपल्स कॉलेज एक महत्वपूर्ण महाविद्यालय के रूप में उभर कर आज सामने आता है। मैं आज इस सेमिनार में महिला सबलीकरण पर जो फिनलैंड से बीज वक्तव्य देने वाली शिरीन कुलकर्णी जी हमारे महाविद्यालय में महिला सबलीकरण पर अपना वक्तव्य प्रस्तुत करने वाली है, मुझे बेहद खुशी हो रही है कि आज 8 मार्च यह महिला विश्व दिन के रूप में मनाया जाता है और इस दिवस के अवसर पर फिनलैंड से वे हमारे इस वेबिनार में ऑनलाइन वेबिनार में जुड़ी है। पुनः मैं उनका एक बार महाविद्यालय की ओर से स्वागत करता हूं और जो दोनों तीनों गोष्ठियों के मार्गदर्शक है जिनको हमें सुनना है, मैं आपका अधिक समय न लेते हुए मेरे वाणी को विराम देता हूं। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Shall I start?
Okay.
Thank you, sir, for welcoming us. Now would like to request Honorable Dr. Swati Kate to give an introductory speech.
Good afternoon, one and all. First, we pay homage to
Dr. Swati, you are on mute. You need to unmute.
मॅडम आपण आवाज अनम्यूट करा.
Okay. Good afternoon, one and all. First, we pay homage to founder of People's College, Swami Ramanand Tirth, respected president of inaugural function of International Seminar on Women's Empowerment, Dr. Venkatesh Kabde sir, respected keynote addresser Shirin Kulkarni ma'am from Finland, honorable chief guest Dr. N.T. Kamble sir, BOS chairman of Sociology, Swami Ramanand Tirth, Marathwada University, Nanded. The dignitaries on the dais, honorable Dr. Praveen Patil sir, vice chairman of Nanded Education Society, Shamal Patki ma'am, secretary of Nanded Education Society, Shri Praful Agrawal Sirji, Joint Secretary of Nanded Education Society. Dr. Vikas Sukade Sir, Member Governing Council of Nanded Education Society. Honorable Pooja Priyamvada Ma'am, Academic Director, IIM New Delhi. Honorable Dilip Patil Sir, Advocate, Supreme Court, New Delhi. Jizamata Khushi Bhushan Puraskar awarded Chayatai More. Principal of our college, Dr. R.M. Jadhav Sir. Vice Principal of People's College, Dr. Ashok Siddewar. IQAC Coordinator, Dr. Sachin Pawar. A.M. Pandilwal Ma'am, Nita Kalaskar Ma'am, and Gajbhari Sir. All the professors and participants, I am here to welcome all of you. Today we are celebrating International Women's Day. On this occasion, first I would like to say about my college and department. People's College Nanded was established in 1915 by Pujya Swami Ramanand Tirtha, a highly enlightened Karma Yogi sannyasi. Swami Ramanand Tirtha truly having acknowledged the person and also leader and architect of the Marathwada region, liberating it from Hyderabad state of Nizam. The college believes in the philosophy of karma and power of knowledge. Karmache dole jnana te nirdosh hoave. Knowledge as the basis of karma should be unbiased. The Department of Sociology, People's College, Nanded was established in 1967 under the headship of Professor Abdapure. Postgraduate course in Department of Sociology was started in the People's College in 1999 under the guidance of Kashinath Kavle sir, who is internationally acclaimed scholar. The 21 students of the department were appointed at various senior colleges as an assistant lecturer. The Department of Sociology is proud of its 64 net sets qualified students. In the Department of Sociology, many students who are studying sociology not only Maharashtra but also other states in India and at large in the world. We cover different areas of knowledge that helps the student to holistic development as well as live life happily, securely and independently. They develop their eye, self, mind and also gain knowledge about how to become economically independent. In Marathi, it's called Jaga, Jagudya and Jagwa. Today's seminar concept, women's empowerment, is very vast, but I will try to explain in shortly. Women's empowerment helps in improving the standards of life of women as well as it helps in securing the rights of women. Empowered women can contribute to nation building. Through this seminar, we want to focus on how one woman can defeat against her enemies and become a winner, leader. I think women's empowerment means women's balancing breathing, pure protected identity and happy aliveness, as well as mentally, physically, economically, socially. In the field of education, she became 100% independent and lived her life happily and securely. Indian women have the ability to protect herself and to take the responsibilities in the family as well as in the work of various place. These qualities we can see here in resource persons of today's seminar. What is today's seminar? What is women's empowerment? We can understand one clip through this video. That's it. 1 minute clip is there. Thank you. One video is there. Okay. After this inaugural function, I introduce this clip. Now, I request classrooms. Continue.
Thank you, ma'am, for the introduction. Now, I would like to invite our chief guest, Dr. N.T. Kamble, to deliver his inaugural speech on this occasion.
हॅलो, आवाज येतो का सर? सर आवाज येतोय?
हा येतोय सर, बोला 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 सर.
गुड आफ्टरनून. पीपल्स कॉलेज नांदेड, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ सोशियोलॉजी, on the occasion of Azadi ka Amrut Mahotsav and International Women's Day, organized international seminar on women's empowerment. President of today's inaugural function, Dr. Kabde Saheb, Honorable Chairman, Nanded Education Society, Keynote Speaker, Shirin Kulkarni sir, Honorable Presidents, Praveen Patil sir, Honorable Sau Shamal madam, Honorable Sri Praful Agrawal ji, Honorable Professor Dr. Vikas Sukhade, Honorable Principal Dr. Jadhav sir, Professor Swati Kate madam, Head Department of Sociology and Convener International Seminar. At the very outset, I would like to declare that the International Seminar on Women's Empowerment has been inaugurated. On this occasion of Women's Day, I would like to focus on the crucial topic, constitutional and legal provisions for women in India. There is loud talk on good governance, and India has no exception. Unfortunately, at the other hand, today, women's position is not good as the community's socio-economic, education, disadvantages are has a challenge for the country to provide a good, a common man, legal protection system for these citizens is the part of good governance, good government. Right from occupationalization of this constitution, India laws makers have been at the formulating laws and acts to protect equality before sex and gender. Here we present on outline of the main constitution and legal protection provision and system in India. In India, the principle of gender equality is the constitutional since its implementation was started January 26, 19 50. Our constitutional journeys to all women the fundamental rights to equality, under the which they get equal voting rights and political participation. Our constitution is firmly grounded in the principles of liberty, fertility, equality, and justice, and accordingly contains a number of provisions for the empowerment of women. The Constitution of India not only grants equality to women, but also empowers them. It also guides the state to adopt measures of positive discrimination in favor of women. Article 14, 15, 53, 16, 39A, 39B, 42, 46, 47, 51A, 243D, 243D4 of the Constitution of specific importance in this regard. Among them, these three are of much importance. One article 14, it gives the assurance of equality before law for women. No law is discriminatory under this article. Number 2 article, the 39, the state should promote justice on a basis of equal opportunity and to provide free legal advice, suitable legislation or scheme or any other way to ensure that opportunities for securing justice are not denied to any citizens by reasons of economic or other disabilities. Number 3 articles, Article 243T, reservation for officer of chairpersons in municipalities for the scheduled caste, the scheduled tribes, and women in such manners as the legislature of a state may law provide will be given. These are special constitutional, legal, and mechanic initiative taken for women empowerment in India. These conditions are changed and improved. There are number of organizations or institutions run by women to eradicate their backwardness. Laws strict on empowerment and mechanism for development. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your powerful words on women's empowerment. Now, I would like to welcome President of this conference, Honorable Dr. Venkatesh Kabde, to deliver his presidential speech.
Honorable Principal for People's College, Dr. Jadhav, organizer of this international seminar, Dr. Swati Kate, the honorable guest speakers, Sheen Kulkarni, co-founder and director, Council for Creative Education from Finland, and Dr. N.T. Kamble, chairman, head of the Sociology Department, Swami Ramanand Tirtha University, Dr. Pooja Priyavanda, Chayatai More, Advocate Dilip Taur, and listeners from all over the country and the world. It is indeed an honor for People's College and our society to welcome all these dignitaries on this day of International Liberation Movement for the women's emancipation. And I am proud to say that, as has been stated, that our founder of the society, Swami Ramananda Tirtha, was a great protagonist for education of women. And I'm very happy to say, and very proud to say, that the girls' education, the college education, was given free of cost by Swamiji in our People's College about 4 or 5 decades ago, the earliest in Marathwada and also probably in Maharashtra. So this has played a great role, that such free education was the motto of our great Swamiji. Today, we are speaking here, we have got very good speakers about the women empowerment in the world. It is not only a national seminar, but it is an international seminar. So that means the situation all over the world for women, even at this stage of our development, is not very satisfactory. There are many instances where we find women lagging behind in their very essential rights, and therefore the international organization has stated that this women empowerment embraces some very important aspects, and one of the most important aspect of the women's empowerment is that they have to be given the honor the women deserve. Is a sense of worth that has to be cultivated in their mind. And the other one is the liberty, that they have the ability to determine their own future, and whatever they want to do, they have the right to decide their own future and career. And thirdly, why the International Women's Day is important is because that they have the ability to influence the society or the country, and this ability to influence the social change has to be promoted, and therefore the International Empowerment of the Women Day plays a very critical role on these 3 aspects. And we find that the world is still trying to cope up with many problems that the women face all over the world. And it is a sorry affair that at present, at least there are 750 million women, girls, who are married before the age of 18, even at this time in the world, such a large number of them. And 1 out of 5 women, they have experienced physical or sexual violence in the last 12 months. This is the statistics the World Organization have put forth. Therefore, they are kind of at present very much underprivileged in basic human rights, and also they are underrepresented in the power and decision making, and they do not receive, as far as the payment for work is concerned, they receive unequal pay for equal work. That is a fact which all of us have been seeing from day to day, and this has to be changed. And it is the World Empowerment Day when we have to very seriously think about this aspect of the women at this time. And I think it is the education. I feel it is the education which makes all the difference in their situation in life. Education is the key for the betterment of women in the world, all over the world. And if the education is not given there, they would not have a sort of any right to decide their own future. That is one of the main aims of the World Empowerment Day for women. That if they have the education, they can decide upon their careers as to what they want to do. Education gives them the ability to be independent. So that part is very, very essential. And I feel that still, in spite of all the progress that we have been talking about from the housetops, education has not reached the rural areas in our own country to the extent that is desirable. We still have about 55 to 60% of the people in the rural area, women in the rural areas, they are not receiving the education which is their right. And this is not only in India, but all the underdeveloped countries in the world, still they are lacking Africa, when they receive the education. So that denies them all the privileges in the life. and everybody has to make an attempt all over the world. The people who are educated, social workers in NGOs, they have to play a very important role. And also, if there is a good deal of role that the media can play by, to increase the honor of the women, they can also play a very good role in promoting education and other rights of women. And we claim that we are a very cultural country, very enriched cultural country. And indeed, there have been in the past, we have got very glorious past. But at present, though we may be celebrating many festivals, we have a festival for women for continuously going on for 9 days, Durga Mata Puja. But when it comes to their situation in the households, we find that they still are kind of underdogs, and they are short of calling them as slaves, but they are still imprisoned in the old customs, and they have to follow all the orders of the elderly people. I do not mean that they should not follow the elderly person's opinion, but there is a limit where their voice should be heard, and they have, as a human being, they have got certain opinions. Their opinions are not asked for, or they are not even heard. And this is not in our own country, but this has happened. The women have been deprived of their rights even in foreign countries. I'm very this may come as a shock to many of you that even in England and America, up to the 20th century, the women did not have the right to vote. It was denied to them. Now the world has changed now, and now the education is spreading in women. But in our country, we owe a great deal to the great social reformers, Savitribai Phule, then Nyamurti Mahadev Rande, and Jyotiba Phule. These people, they have sort of worked all their life for the women empowerment, and therefore we see some great personalities in our country. We have the very first president of our country, Pratibha Patil was the president, and we have the prime minister, and the very powerful prime minister in the form of Indira Gandhi. And we see now there are some governors and other people, lots of people are coming up. It is because of the education and their entry into the politics. They are not only just doing the household work, but they have got the right to participate in the welfare of the society, namely in the social work as well as in the political activity. So all these changes are taking place, but there is a great deal to be done in our own country as also in the world. And therefore, I feel that the roots have been sown by great workers, Raja Roy, Mahatma Gandhi ji, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. These are the great supporters of women's rights. And we have got, as has been just now enunciated by Dr. Kamble, that we have got articles in our constitution, Article 14, 15, and there are special provisions in the constitution to give legal protection to women. All these have to be implemented. It is not enough to have the laws, but they have to be implemented. I believe that today's day, the Women Empowerment Day on an international level, will provide impetus to all the dreams that we have about the women empowerment. And I once again, I take this opportunity to welcome all our very learned speakers and wish all the women in the world to come up with men more than that and exert all their abilities for the welfare of the society. And with this, I close my few remarks. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for addressing us. Now we shall watch a small video clip which will tell us the total aim of this seminar on women empowerment. Really, this small video clip imparted us what does really it means to be woman empowerment. Surely the small clip will bring a lot of words of encouragement and lot of points to reflect in our hearts. Thanks to ma'am for arranging this small clip. Now we shall proceed to our proper seminar on the theme Women's Empowerment. Today we have our keynote address by our Honorable Shirin Kulkarni, a short introduction about our keynote speaker. Shirin Kulkarni is a CEO at Council for Creative Education, Finland, an educator and researcher of creativity and co-founder of CCE Finland. She is a teacher, trainer, and writer in the field of creativity in education and educational psychology. Her more than 20 years of work experience in psychology and education comprises generating new ideas, designing new business strategies, organizing international conferences, and implanting innovative projects. I would like to highlight one of our outstanding contributions to our college She helped Sarika Maligavi, who is cousin of one of our college students. Dear ma'am, we are happy to have such a great personality like you to be with us today. I request you to deliver your keynote address to us.
Thanks a lot for welcoming me to this international seminar for women's empowerment. I wish you all a happy Women's Day on this occasion. I'm really grateful for this invitation to from the People's College Nanded, and I pay my homage to all of you who are here and to all the dignitaries and the respected dais. And special thanks to Swati Katte ma'am, who invited me for this seminar. So as you know from my introduction, I work mainly in the field of education. So I have seen how education is empowering the women. So I would like to quote one Rosary Brard. So the quote is very, very interesting. And she says that the thing women have yet to learn is nobody gives you power. You just take it. Okay. So nobody can really empower women, but the women are themselves, they need to empower themselves by executing their rights. So I would like to get some introduction from the audience. I think that they are watching us through the YouTube, and they can hear me out there. So I request the audience to put their introduction into the chat messages, and then if somebody can read those chat messages to in this meeting, that will be wonderful. But my challenge to the audience is that we are celebrating this Women's Day on the occasion of Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav. So I'm looking forward to get at least 75 names of prominent figures, especially women, from not from only India but internationally. So I request all the dignitaries also to take part in this activity through this Zoom call. You can type your messages into the chat box. But how will you write the name? So for example, if I write my name, I will write like Sudhamurthy Shirin. So I'm writing one name of a prominent woman figure or my role model and then my name. So can I expect the same to be done from all of you? Because I don't want this discourse to be like one-sided. So I want it to be interactive. So I want to involve you. So please write the name in a way I suggested. Can we do this just for a minute or so? Thank you. I got one. Savitribai Phule Pooja. Thank you, Pooja ma'am. Can I request the dignitaries also, other dignitaries also to participate? It's a very simple activity. Okay. Kaude Baby, but you have to also write a name of some important women or prominent women figure. Like we have got the name of Savitribai Phule. Okay, now think about it, and you can also keep on adding these names with your name. I'm hoping to get 75 names till the end of this day. And then let's see on YouTube how people are responding to it. So, so this is like why I wanted to give this activity is that, at least do we remember that who are the prominent women figures we see around in the society? And do we really respect them? Do we really remember them when we are talking about the International Women's Day? So we always talk about the women empowerment should be done. Women need to be educated. They need the freedom. All these things we keep on talking. But then how aware we are about our society and about the people, about the women who are doing something exemplary. So this activity is just a trigger to all of you to remember, and to be vigilant, to be alert about what is happening around us, who are doing what, which women are doing, how they are progressing, what are their achievements. Do we really pay any heed to that? So this was an activity to make you all understand, make you all aware about this women empowerment and this, kind of their achievements, basically. Because in our society, we have seen that if a woman has to achieve something, she has to struggle a lot. Very simple examples. Like, for example, like a woman, maybe she needs to travel for a kind of a webinar or seminar or a conference, let's say for a couple of days. She has to think about how the children will be managed, how they will go to school, who will bring them back, how will they go for their tuition classes, then who will cook for those 2-3 days. So everything she has to think about, everything she has to manage, then only she can leave the home. Now consider situation B, when a man is going away for a couple of days for same kind of work, then he has to just tell at home that he needs to be away. He needs to go for a conference, for a seminar for 2 days, and then everything else will be taken care of. Even his packing will be taken care of. So this is the difference between a man and a woman doing the same work. A respected Kabde sir mentioned about the salaries, that we don't, women don't get equal pays, even for the equal work. So this is another level, another example where we can see that how they need to manage the things in the back end and then still give the presentations, going to the conferences, representing their institutions, representing their country, they have to do. So this is the kind of difference that we see still in the society. So what we can do to, marginalize this difference. Now coming towards the topic of my keynote address is that the role of women in the child and social development post-pandemic. So we have to a little bit go towards what the women were doing during the pandemic. So during the pandemic, the women had to be at home. She had to take care of her work from home, plus she had to manage the children's studies, the husband's work, and many other things at the same time. The maids were not there. I'm talking about India. So the maids were not there. In many other countries, the maids have never been there. So that is a different story. But in India, that was a very prominent kind of a problem. And in various levels of society, different kinds of socio-economic levels of society, we have seen that the women had to struggle a lot to keep it up with the moral of their family, moral of themselves, and moral of the children, because there has been a huge loss, economical loss, psychological loss, people lost, like they have lost, somebody has lost their parents, somebody has lost their relatives, somebody has lost near and dear friends. So the loss is huge. And now what women are doing is that they are helping in the healing process. Okay, they are helping the healing process of the individuals and of the society. So during the pandemic, they we have seen what the women have done, like let it be the women in the police, let it be the women in the health sector, those who were working as nurses, doctors, they were really working around the clock. And even we have seen that people, some women, they went out and helped in the cremation. So because the load was so much, so that they had to share. So they never said that this is not my work, because I think this is like, you know, you are stretching your limits, you are going out of the limits, and then you are doing such work. Because in many places in India, we still think that a woman should not participate into the process of the cremation. So when the people, the women, they tried to do this, that was a big step, and that happened during the pandemic. And now in post-pandemic also, they are still fighting. Another noteworthy thing that happened during the pandemic was the business. Many people, because they lost their jobs, they had to think about some innovative businesses. And in here also, because women are very creative, that is their one characteristic. So they are very creative, and that's why they started doing different kinds of businesses, different kinds of ideas to be employable. Like for example, somebody started making handmade sanitizers, handmade soaps, masks, and of course the most important was homemade cooking, because people were afraid of going out. The hotels and the restaurants were closed, so people couldn't go out. So the and even the online businesses grew a lot during the pandemic period. Now I have one more activity for you. Which characteristics of women you think are most important and you like those? So there is something called menti.com, and I have prepared a very short kind of a quiz there for all of you. So I will share my screen quickly. Okay, so here is my screen. Host, can you enable me to share my screen quickly? Yeah, by that time I got some names here, prominent names of women. Sarojini Naidu, Indira Gandhi, Mother. So you mean Mother of Pondicherry or Mother Teresa, but whoever is that. Pratibha Patil, Gayatri Maitri, Gargi Maitri, Lata Mangeshkar, Saroj Khan, Sanjana Bhatt, Ramabai Ambedkar, Jijamata, Jhansi Rani Lakshmibai, Mary Wollstonecraft, Betty Fridor, Razia Sultan, Ahilyabai Holkar, Anandi Gopal, Meera Borwankar. Yes, very good. Thank you so much. Now I guess I can. No, I can't share my screen still. Okay, I will post the question here. Yeah, now I think I can. Yes. Thank you so much. So this is the question. And you all are requested to go to this www.menti.com and use this code 32464911. So you just go to this www.menti.com and use this code 32464911, and then you will be able to see this question and you can put your responses there. Like, I appreciate women for their, and then you have to put the qualities that you appreciate women for. Can we put this link also into our YouTube where this seminar is broadcasted? Resilience, strength, struggle. Very nice. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I really would like people to participate in this discussion. When it becomes like one-way communication, it becomes very monotonous. So I would like to hear from people also that what they are thinking about these topics. What is their reaction?
You shared it, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
You shared it.
Yes, I'm sharing my screen now.
Okay.
So I just want somebody to share this message. Go to menti.com and use the code into the YouTube also, where you are broadcasting. Can I also request the dignitaries who are in the meeting to participate in this activity? You have to just go to your mobile's Google browser and just put this www.menti.com, and then it will ask you for this code. You have to put the code there and then you can answer it here. Yes, thank you, Pooja. Okay, I think people will need some time to do this. Hopefully they will reply to this, because I want you to think about what are these qualities. Like, can we list these qualities in this chat box? Like, because we all are talking so much about the women and the women empowerment and the International Women's Day. So we have to understand that what qualities women have, why we want to celebrate, what do we want to celebrate? Because in our dignitaries also, we have very special women here today who are going to talk about specific issues like agriculture, reproductive health, divorce. So what are these? Why these people are talking about these things? Because they are celebrating something about being a woman. And once we understand that what is this celebration all about, being a woman, then we can also celebrate being a human. Because why do we want to separate men from women? Why we need to celebrate Women's Day? What was the need of just celebrating a Women's Day? And then this all thinking, when you start thinking about all these things, I can tell you my experiences as a psychologist, and then I will also talk about as an educationist. So when I work as a psychologist, I often get the women clients, and they are mostly worried about their children, their family, that how my child will, be able to prosper further. How will they excel in the examinations? How will they excel in their activities? They are almost all the time worried, and they are the lone fighters in their family. So all the responsibility is on that woman, that she needs to make sure that everything is happening properly at at the said time with the said expectations, and nobody will help her in achieving that, but they will just put the responsibility on her head, and then she needs to take care of it. Why is it so? Why can't the men of the family, the other women in the family can contribute towards this child upbringing, child rearing practices? Why it is not happening so? So I guess when I'm giving you these kinds of questions, these are mainly the triggers for you to think about what is the role of the society in the women empowerment. Of course, the women has to play some role for themselves, and they need to kind of empower themselves, but that doesn't mean that anybody else or everybody else shouldn't help them. So that's that I would like to take you through this point, that you have to consider, okay, now I can see some responses here. Intelligence, endurance, that's wonderful to see. So people are responding, I'm very happy. So yes, women are resilient, they have the strength, they have the fighting spirit and intelligence and endurance. There is a very nice emoji in front of the endurance. I would like to show this to you because I really like that. So endurance. So shall we take it in a positive spirit or negative spirit, that because of the endurance, she has to really suffer a lot? So is it a positive quality or a negative quality? But I guess we can look at it as a positive quality, because she has to kind of use this endurance. She has to know her limits, that till what extent she should stretch it. And then of course, other qualities like confidence, kindness, and passion. Yes, women are very passionate. Once they decide on something, they go and get it. So they are like go-getters. But there needs to be freedom, of course, to do that. If there is no freedom, they have to earn that freedom. They have to fight for this freedom. So definitely these are some very important qualities that we are looking forward in the women, and that we are celebrating these qualities. So when I asked you to name the one woman, a prominent figure, and then your name, I wanted you to think about the qualities of that woman. So when we talk about Sudha Murthy, what qualities we can think of her? So for example, I think of her intelligence, I think of her philanthropy, I think of her writings. So she has these kinds of qualities, and these are very, very much appreciable. So when you are also thinking about a women leader, you can think about which are the qualities that you are appreciating. I hope I still have some 5 minutes to talk. Yes, so coming back to our topic, we were thinking that what the women are doing now post-pandemic to build the society. I would like to give you an example. I know one social worker and educationist. Her name is Bharti Tai Thakur, and she is working in the Madhya Pradesh in district called Lepa. And there she has been working for last 7 years already. During the pandemic, she had to face this kind of, shortage of funds, and then kids were unable to attend the school. She had to close the schools because of Corona. But then she made sure that the students are still learning. She started visiting them along with the teachers from the schools, and she tried to make sure that they don't lose the interest in studies, because she is working for all the tribal people, Adivasi children. And so she was, working tirelessly to make sure that their education continues. For some of the students who had very bad conditions at their homes, she kept her Chhatravas or hostel open for them, so they could come and live there and they could continue their studies. And she is also giving them vocational trainings there. And I am associated with that work, so I could see her work closely. When I visited India this time, I also visited her school. And then I could see that what a kind of confidence she has instilled into all these young students. And they are, they are now capable, confident, consistent, and they have been very creative in their education, throughout their education. So now they are looking forward, to come out of their poverty, come out of their illiteracy, and they are also, bringing up their other children from their community, So I guess this is something worthwhile noting. And even there are many such women who are also helping in building the society. I also communicate regularly with the teachers from different countries, like maybe Ethiopia, Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and also in Brazil, Italy. So last year we had our conference. CC regularly organized conferences on creative education. So in 2020 and 2021, we had our conferences online. And in that, we invited the teachers to share their experiences during the pandemic and how they are connecting with the family, how they are connecting with the students. So they said that the parents are appreciating that the teachers are not only talking to the student, but to the siblings of the students are also sitting sometimes with them. Then the family is also sitting sometimes together, so that they are telling that this one-on-one call, even after the school hours, they were really helping them. So the teachers were not working only as teachers, but they were also working as the family counselors. So in that part, when it was not possible for the women to go out, the family members to go out and seek for some help, the teachers were really helping them. So I guess these are the examples that how a woman can go beyond her work and do something for the families and for the society. So there is another actually activity, and I will just ask you to go to the next slide in the Mentimeter, so you can see it there. It's the last step that we should be, doing on this International Women's Day. In my address, I want you to do this. So I will again share my screen and take you to the next slide. As a girl or a woman, I will empower myself by studying, working, earning, whatever is your response. And I have also given there a sentence that as a boy or a man, I will empower the women by. So how will you empower the women? So this, I will again share my screen with you.
HAPPY.
Yes.
Happy.
So if you can see my screen, here is the question. Or like a metaphor, I would like you to complete this sentence.
Yes.
Those who are already in the menti.com,
Okay.
they have to just go to the next slide. I can hear some background noise. Can I request you to be on mute?
Double P Y. Woman से ले.
Hello.
WO.
Yeah, thank you. So here is the sentence you can see. So for women, there is a sentence, and for men, there is another sentence. So enabling sisterhoods, speaking out, calling out. Yes, very nice. Cooperation, equal opportunity. Yes. Very nice. So please keep this thing in your mind, that what you can do. So I like Mahatma Gandhiji's quote, like, be the change you want to see in others. So we have to always start from ourselves. What I can do in this situation, how I can change things near my vicinity, So I have to be always thinking about what I can do, how I can contribute. So I would like to leave you with this question, and I would like you to, keep on thinking about the measures that you can take. And I would like to end my keynote with a poem. So I have written this poem for this particular day. Please listen to it carefully. So I renounce my desires. I renounce my desires. I renounce my wishes. I renounce my dreams. I renounce my passion. I renounce my, even don't remember the word easily. Yes, I renounce my rights. I renounce my rights in the name of being a wife, a daughter-in-law, a mother, a woman, as that's what exactly I'm conditioned for, to be secondary. Whenever I tried to be human instead of being a secondary woman, whenever I tried to be human instead of being a secondary woman, I faced the anguish, anger, punishment, loneliness, depression, guilt, conflict. As nobody around was and is still conditioned to be with me as an empowered individual. Okay, as nobody around was and is still conditioned to be with me as an empowered individual. Of course, I shall keep trying. Of course, I shall keep trying. I shall keep dreaming. I shall keep hoping, and I shall keep training. I shall keep training the individuals around me to be human and to accept me also as a human. So I stop here, and again, thank you all for listening to my address patiently. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for highlighting the role of women during pandemic, as well as the role of a woman in the family, in the society, in different areas. And lastly, special words of appreciation to you for having delivered your keynote address in a very creative and participatory way. Once again, big thanks to you. Now we shall go to begin the sessions. We have three sessions today. Now, the first session, the theme is women's empowerment, where their mental and reproductive health rights. The resource person for this session is Pooja Priyambada. Just a short introduction about her. She is an author to many books. professional translator, an online content and social media consultant. She is also a bilingual blogger. She offers psychological first aid in India and has experience of participating and mentoring several peer support. She is an ocean of knowledge and wisdom. Hearty welcome, ma'am.
Voice is not received. Voice. I'm not able to.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, you are.
All right, so I'll go ahead now. Can this screen be removed, please? Yeah, thank you so much. So I am grateful for that introduction. I am really grateful to be in this august company and everybody here. It is very heartwarming to listen to everybody. Shirin ji, I took a lot of pointers from there. जब आप दूसरे स्पीकर होते हैं तो आपका काम आसान हो जाता है. आपके पास पहले जो लोग बोल चुके हैं, all the dignitaries before me, तो आपको बस वहीं से कुछ उठा के बोलना होता है. I have not prepared any presentation. I have not prepared a PPT क्योंकि मुझे लगता है बहुत हो गया है पिछले 2 सालों से, तो हमें सिर्फ बात करनी चाहिए. मुझसे कहा गया है कि मैं हिंदी में ज्यादा बोलूं. मैं कोशिश करूंगी कि मैं हिंदी में ज्यादा बोलूं. मेरी काम की भाषा अंग्रेजी ज्यादा है एंड दैट इज माय डिफॉल्ट सेटिंग, बट मैं कोशिश करूंगी कि हिंदी का प्रयोग ज्यादा हो, हालांकि उसमें थोड़ा बहुत पेपरिंग ऑफ इंग्लिश रहेगा. सो फर्स्ट थिंग्स फर्स्ट, मैं पहला यहाँ पे पॉइंट आउट करना चाहती हूँ, जैसे मैंने लिखा भी, कि मेरी स्ट्रेंथ आती है स्पीकिंग आउट और कॉलिंग आउट से. तो आई एम वेरी सॉरी टू डिसएग्री विद द होस्ट हियर कि जो आपने प्रेगा न्यूज का वो वीडियो प्ले किया, मुझे वो कहीं से भी एम्पावरमेंट का वीडियो नहीं लगा. आई हैव अ लॉट ऑफ ऑब्जेक्शंस विद दैट वीडियो. हम सिर्फ माँ बनने को इतना ग्लोरीफाई कर चुके हैं अपने कल्चर में, और जैसा कि शिरीन ने कहा कि दैट बिकम्स द सोल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ अ वुमन, शी शुड बी द लोन फाइटर. क्यों हम इसको ग्लोरीफाई कर देते हैं? माँ महान है, औरत महान है, लेकिन उस औरत के मानसिक स्वास्थ्य पर, उसकी रिप्रोडक्टिव हेल्थ पर और उसकी ओवरऑल लाइफ पर क्या फर्क पड़ता है, ये हम सब नहीं जानते. क्योंकि मैं मानसिक सेहत की बात करने वाली हूँ, तो मैं यहाँ ये डिस्क्लेमर देना चाहूंगी कि मैं सुसाइड की बात करूंगी, सेल्फ हार्म की बात करूंगी. अगर ऐसी बातें किसी को ट्रिगर करें तो वो मुझे म्यूट कर सकते हैं या थोड़ी देर के लिए जाके दोबारा ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. तो सीधे पॉइंट पे आते हैं. ये जो हम मातृत्व का इतना महिमा मंडन करते हैं कॉन्स्टेंटली कि औरत को माँ होना है और अगर उसके अलावा उसको नौकरी करनी है तो उसको दोनों बैलेंस करना होगा, नहीं वो उसकी ड्यूटी है. बाप कहाँ है? फैमिलीज कहाँ है? अगर वो औरत एसपी है किसी डिस्ट्रिक्ट की, तो उसके दफ्तर में चाइल्ड केयर क्यों नहीं है? ये बातें कब होंगी? आज एक मजदूर महिला की फोटो हम हर जगह देखते हैं, ग्लोरीफाइड, सिर पे ईंटें हैं, पीठ पे बच्चा है. किसी ने आज तक किसी पुरुष मजदूर की या पिता मजदूर की ऐसी फोटो देखी है? क्यों नहीं देखी? हम उसको क्यों ग्लोरीफाई कर रहे हैं? वो गर्व की बात है, वो शर्म की बात है कि हमारे पास चाइल्ड केयर नहीं है आज तक, और वो ना होने का उस माँ की मानसिक सेहत पर और उस बच्चे की मानसिक सेहत पर क्या असर पड़ता है, इसका हमें बिल्कुल अंदाजा नहीं है। भारत में सुसाइड से मृत्यु होने वाले लोगों के अगर आप आंकड़े देखें तो 2 बड़े ग्रुप्स हैं। आई एम श्योर जो अभी हमारी महिला मित्र किसान यहाँ बात करेंगी, पहले हैं किसान, उसमें भी हम औरतों को गिनते नहीं, अफसोस की बात है, और दूसरी है हाउसवाइफ्स। अगर हमारे घर और हमारी हाउसवाइफ्स की जिंदगियां वाकई इतनी सुनहरी हैं, और if the host allows me to share my screen, please, I would like to show you a picture. Please allow me to share my screen. हाँ, तो मैं आपको एक फोटो दिखाना चाहूंगी। अगर हमारी हाउसवाइफ्स और ये जो सो कॉल्ड बैलेंसिंग मदरहुड एंड जॉब एंड एवरीथिंग एल्स ऑन हर ओन, अगर ये इतनी खुशहाल जिंदगी है, तो सबसे ज्यादा सुसाइड से मृत्यु होने वाली दरों में औरतों का नंबर इतने ऊपर क्यों है? क्योंकि उन औरतों की मानसिक सेहत के सवालों को हम कहीं पे एड्रेस ही नहीं कर रहे, क्योंकि उस औरत को कब गर्भ धारण करना है, कितनी बार गर्भ धारण करना है, कॉन्ट्रासेप्शन की बात या अधिकार उसके पास नहीं है। जब तक वो लड़का पैदा करके नहीं देती परिवार को, उसकी कोई, सॉरी टू यूज द वर्ड, औकात नहीं है परिवार में और ना ही समाज में। तो इसलिए जो भी हम ग्लोरीफाई करें, उससे पहले उसको बहुत सारे पैमानों पे जांच लें कि हम क्या ग्लोरीफाई कर रहे हैं और क्यों, और उसका आने वाली जनरेशन्स पर क्या असर होने वाला है। उसके अलावा हमें कमर्शियल एस्पेक्ट्स को देखना है। अगर आपने उस एड में देखा हो, हमारी इमेज क्या है मातृत्व की। सॉरी टू से, लवली लेडीज आर लुकिंग वेरी लवली इन साड़ीज, स्वाति जी, श्रीन जी, एवरीबॉडी, एंड आई हैव नथिंग अगेंस्ट साड़ीज, बट मैं कहना चाहूंगी कि ये बहुत कंफर्टेबल पहनावा नहीं है, लेकिन हम इसको भी ग्लोरीफाई करते हैं। अगर हमें कहीं आदर्श महिला की तस्वीर देखनी है, वो मेरे जैसी शर्ट वाली औरत तो नहीं होगी, छोटे बाल वाली भी नहीं होगी, वो साड़ी पहने हुए लंबे बाल वाली माँ होगी। तो जब तक हम ये ताकत अपने हाथ में रखना चाहते हैं कि औरत कैसी हो, वो आदर्श कैसी हो, माँ कैसी हो, तो हम औरतों के साथ मानसिक स्वास्थ्य के लेवल पर बहुत ज्यादती कर रहे हैं। जी, आप अगर मेरी अब स्क्रीन देखेंगे, I'll just show you this. ये एक एड है, टीवी पे एड आता है, बहुत पॉपुलर एड है, और कॉन्टेक्स्ट इसका ये है कि एक परिवार के मेंबर को ये खाना है, दूसरे को वो खाना है, तीसरे को ये खाना है, चौथे को ये खाना है, और आदर्श माँ, आदर्श औरत सब कुछ बना सकती है और सब कुछ बना कर देती है। लेकिन आप मुझे ये बताएं कि मुझ जैसी आम औरतें, मेरे 6 हाथ नहीं है, मैं 6 चीजें एक साथ नहीं बना सकती। तो ये जो सुपर वुमन के आदर्श आप हम पर लादते हैं, वो हमें सुसाइड की तरफ धकेल रहे हैं। इसलिए इस तरह के ग्लोरिफिकेशन से बचना चाहिए। दूसरी बात, पैंडेमिक में सब कुछ बंद हुआ, शिरीन जी ने कहा, और औरतों ने बहुत सारी पहल भी की, लेकिन एक चीज इस देश में बंद नहीं हुई, डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस। मैं बहुत सारे हेल्पलाइंस में कंसल्टेंट हूं, वहां काम करती हूं। ग्लोबली 243 मिलियन औरतें हर साल डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस का शिकार होती हैं। और जब हम घरेलू हिंसा कहते हैं, तो ये नहीं भूलना चाहिए कि वो कोई अजनबी इंसान नहीं कर रहा है वो हिंसा, उसके घर के लोग वो हिंसा कर रहे हैं। जिस घर में वो रहती है, वहां वो हिंसा हो रही है। नेशनल विमेंस कमीशन की हेल्पलाइन, हर तरह की हेल्पलाइन, मैं एक मानसिक हेल्पलाइन में डायरेक्टर भी हूँ, हमारे कॉल्स बंद ही नहीं हो रहे थे, क्योंकि औरतों के पास जो बाहर जाने की जगह थी, दफ्तर, घर, कॉलेज, वो सब बंद थे, और वो मजबूर थी अपने अब्यूजर्स के साथ घरों में रहने के लिए। उसका औरत के मानसिक स्वास्थ्य पे क्या असर पड़ता है, ये मुझे शायद बताने की जरूरत नहीं है। मैं, जैसा मैंने कहा कि मैं ऑर्गेनाइज नहीं हूँ बहुत, और मैं कुछ लेके नहीं आई हूँ, मैं यहीं से सब पिक करूंगी और यहीं बात करूंगी। द पर्सन हु वाज वेलकमिंग अस, उसने शुरू में कोट पढ़ा था, द रोल ऑफ अ वुमन इज टू क्रिएट, नर्चर एंड ट्रांसफॉर्म। हम औरत को चाह रहे हैं कि क्रिएट करती जाए, बच्चे क्रिएट करे, परिवार क्रिएट करे, शादियां क्रिएट करे, आर्ट्स क्रिएट करे, मालपुए बनाए, साड़ियां बनाए, हर चीज क्रिएट करे, नर्चर करे, फिर उन बच्चों को पाले, बुजुर्गों को देखे, घर में पेट, पौधा, बुजुर्ग सबको औरत देखे, लेकिन ट्रांसफॉर्म वो ना करे। ट्रांसफॉर्म करने की ताकत हम अपने पास रखते हैं। तो जब तक ये तीनों एस्पेक्ट नहीं आ रहे हैं तब तक हम अब्यूसिव हैं औरतों के प्रति। अब इसको एक लाइफ स्पैन के, अगर एक टाइमलाइन में देखें औरत के जीवन को, स्टेजेस ऑफ लाइफ में मानसिक और रिप्रोडक्टिव हेल्थ, मतलब उसकी प्रजनन और मानसिक सेहत के बारे में सोचें तो स्टेजेस ऑफ लाइफ, पैदा होने से पहले ही भारत करीब 250 मिलियन लड़कियों को मारता है, मार चुका है रादर, पैदा होने से पहले ही। तो इस हिंसा का जो जिंदा औरतें हैं मेरे जैसी, उनके ऊपर असर पड़ता है। जिस औरत की बार बार बेटी मरवाई जाती है कोख में, उसकी मानसिक सेहत पर असर पड़ता है, उसकी प्रजनन सेहत पर असर पड़ता है। भारत में सबसे ज्यादा अनीमिक लड़कियां हैं। आप लड़कियों को पैदा होने से पहले ही ये संदेश दे रहे हैं कि हमें लड़कियां नहीं चाहिए। ये कैसा मैसेज है जो आप हमको देना चाहते हैं? दुनिया भर में दूसरे कुछ अफ्रीकन देशों में भी छोटी लड़कियों की शादी कर दी जाती है, चाइल्ड मैरिज। दुनिया भर में हर 3 चाइल्ड ब्राइड्स में से 1 भारत में से है। ये अभी के आंकड़े हैं, 2020 के यूनिसेफ के आंकड़े हैं, मेरे नहीं। तो अगर हम ये कहें कि चाइल्ड मैरिज कभी होती थी और अब नहीं होती, बिल्कुल होती है। 2.5 मिलियन चाइल्ड मैरिजेस सिर्फ कोविड के दौरान भारत में हुई। बहुत सारी लड़कियों की ट्रैफिकिंग हुई, उनको वेश्यावृत्ति में या जो मानव अंगों का जो धंधा होता है वहां पे बेच दिया गया। अगर वो लड़कियां गलती से एक्सीडेंटली अल्ट्रासाउंड में नहीं पता कर पाए, ब्लैक मार्केट से पैदा हो गई, तो उसका बचपन कैसे बीतता है? उसको पूरा खाना नहीं मिलता, उसको पढ़ाई नहीं मिलती, उसको भाई से कम हर चीज दी जाती है। अगर पहली लड़की है तो शायद फिर भी मिल जाए, दूसरी है तो दुखों का पहाड़ टूटता परिवार पर, और तीसरी या चौथी है तो जाहिर है कि लड़के की उम्मीद में ही पैदा हुई होगी, तो अनवांटेड, अनचाही बनकर वो लड़की का बचपन बीतता है। सबसे ज्यादा ड्रॉप आउट भारत में 12 या 13 साल की उम्र में लड़कियां होती हैं स्कूल से। क्यों? माहवारी, पीरियड्स, टॉयलेट नहीं है, स्कूल में सुरक्षित टॉयलेट नहीं है, टॉयलेट है तो पानी नहीं है। भारत में सिर्फ 20% लड़कियों के पास आज भी सैनिटरी नैपकिन का एक्सेस है, पहुंच है। बाकी क्या इस्तेमाल करती है? आज भी पत्ते, मिट्टी, अधिकतर लड़कियां कपड़ा, और कपड़ा करती हैं तो उसको धोने के लिए पानी नहीं है, सुखाने के लिए जगह नहीं है, क्योंकि उनमें कूट कूट कर ये भर दिया गया है कि तुम्हारा शरीर अपवित्र है, तुम शर्म से मरी रहो अपने शरीर को लेकर। तो यहां पर मेंटल हेल्थ और रिप्रोडक्टिव हेल्थ इंटरसेक्ट करते हैं। जिस इंसान को एक समाज ये भावना देता है कि तुम अपवित्र हो, तुम कम हो, क्या उसकी मानसिक सेहत, क्या उसका कॉन्फिडेंस, क्या उसका दुनिया से लड़ने का जज्बा मजबूत हो पाएगा? और अगर होता है तो ये कितनी लंबी लड़ाई है, क्या हम समझते हैं? भारत के लिए सबसे दुख की बात शायद यही है कि हमारी औरतों, हमारी बच्चियों के लिए सबसे ज्यादा ऑपरेसिव स्पेस हमारे परिवार है। चाहे वो बर्थ के परिवार हो, जो जन्म से लड़कियों के परिवार है, या फिर जहां वो शादी करके जिस परिवार से जुड़ती हैं वो परिवार है। इसमें वर्क प्लेसेस भी आती हैं, इसमें हर तरह का वो इंस्टीट्यूशन आता है जहां पर औरतें हैं और उनके साथ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन हो रहा है। उसके बाद थोड़ी बड़ी लड़कियां, कॉलेज उम्र की अगर हम कहें तो, स्ट्रीट हरासमेंट, सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट, बहुत सारी जो मैंने कहा कि सुसाइड से मृत्यु होती है या मानसिक बीमारियों या तनाव में हम लड़कियों को देखते हैं, वो इसी वजह से है। सेक्सुअल अब्यूज की वजह से, सेक्सुअल वायलेंस की वजह से भारत में रिपोर्टेड केसेस में कह रही हूँ, सबसे छोटी बच्ची सिर्फ 4 दिन की थी और सबसे बुजुर्ग औरत 87 साल की। तो हमने इस उम्र इतने बड़े एज ग्रुप की सभी औरतों के साथ कभी ना कभी किसी ना किसी फॉर्म में सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट हुआ है। इस तरह के माहौल में औरत का मानसिक स्वास्थ्य कैसे अच्छा रहेगा? एक छोटी बच्ची के साथ लगातार किसी ना किसी फॉर्म में अब्यूज हो रहा है, तो उसका रिप्रोडक्टिव हेल्थ कैसा रहेगा? सेक्सुअल वायलेंस को लेकर भी बहुत सारी बातें हैं जो होनी चाहिए लेकिन होती नहीं। मैरिटल रेप का मुद्दा है जिसको आज तक ना हमारी अदालतें रिकॉग्नाइज करती हैं और ना हमारा समाज रिकॉग्नाइज करता है। वायलेंस होती है तो लड़की कहाँ जाएगी? पुलिस के पास। मैं दिल्ली पुलिस के साथ काम करती हूँ, उनको बहुत सारे एडवाइजरीज पर मैंने काम किया है, उनके वर्कशॉप्स लेती हूँ। देश की बेहतरीन पुलिस में से हैं, ट्रेन्ड हैं, पढ़े लिखे हैं, लेकिन सेंसिटिविटी यहाँ भी कम है। मुंबई पुलिस, दिल्ली पुलिस, दोनों के साथ मैंने काम किया है। किस तरह से वो एक सेक्सुअल अब्यूज विक्टिम से बात करते हैं, मतलब जो ट्रॉमा है उस बच्ची का या लड़की का, उसको और बढ़ा देते हैं। अदालतों में भी दुख के साथ कहना पड़ता है कि जिस तरह की भाषा का उपयोग किया जाता है औरतों के लिए या औरतों से जुड़े केसेस में, या उन्हें दोष दिया जाता है, वो क्यों गई थी, तुम क्यों गई थी, तुमने क्या पहना हुआ था। किसी लड़के से सवाल नहीं होता ना, तुम क्यों गए थे, तुम क्या कर रहे थे वहां, औरत को अब्यूज कर रहे थे। तो इस सब का क्या होता है कि एक लड़की के साथ सेक्सुअल वायलेंस हुआ, हमने उसको बहुत कलरफुल नाम दे दिया निर्भया, और उसके लिए कानून भी बना दिया, लेकिन हमने हजारों लड़कियों पर इसका बहाना बना के पाबंदियां लगा दी। देर से बाहर नहीं जाओगी, नौकरी नहीं करोगी, आगे पढ़ाई नहीं करोगी, और मन में डर जो है सेक्सुअल वायलेंस का वो तो पहले से है ही। तो ऐसे में उस लड़की की मानसिक स्वास्थ्य कैसा होगा या उसका रिप्रोडक्टिव स्वास्थ्य कैसा होगा। फिर आते हैं शादी पर। नाम हम कुछ भी दे दें, भारत में शादी एक दो परिवारों का कमर्शियल लेन देन है जिसमें लड़की सिर्फ एक प्रोडक्ट भर है। ये आज भी सच है। दहेज से के लिए मृत्यु आज भी हो रही है लड़कियों की, मारा जा रहा है उनको, चाहे वो रोजमर्रा की मारपीट है चाहे जान से मार देना है। और हम एंड गोल बना लेते हैं कि लड़की कुछ भी बन जाए, जैसा कि प्रेगा न्यूज की एड में था, एसपी बन जाए, प्राइम मिनिस्टर बन जाए, यूएस की प्रेसिडेंट बन जाए, लेकिन गेट मैरिड एंड स्टे मैरिड। शादी करो और शादी को बनाए रखो, और उसके बाद आइडियली माँ भी बनो, आइडियली लड़का पैदा करो, तभी तुम्हारी यूटिलिटी है इस समाज में। तो ऐसे में क्या होता है, लड़कियां चुप रहती हैं, हर तरह की हिंसा सहती हैं, चुप रहती हैं, इनहेरिटेंस उन्हें दिया नहीं जाता। जिस परिवार में वो पैदा होती हैं वहां की संपत्ति में उन्हें कोई हक नहीं दिया जाता। क्यों? भाई लॉजिक देते हैं, तुम्हें दहेज दिया ना, संपत्ति में हक कैसा। तो जब उस औरत के पास जाने के लिए और कुछ है नहीं तो वो हिंसा सहती है, जब तक सह पाती है, डिप्रेशन में जीती है और एक दिन आत्महत्या से मर जाती है। और हम उसको भी मानसिक बीमारी को मजाक बनाते हैं, गाली देते हैं, पागल गाली है यहाँ पर। हम ये नहीं समझते कि किसी की अगर सुसाइड से मृत्यु हुई है तो उसके आसपास के जो सामाजिक आर्थिक कारण है, शोषण है, उन्होंने शायद उसको वहां तक पहुंचाया है, क्योंकि हमें जिम्मेदारी नहीं लेनी, खासकर औरतों के मामले में। शादी हुई, हिंसा हुई, ये सब हुआ, उसके बाद बच्चा पैदा करो। बच्चा मतलब औलाद, मतलब लड़का। बार बार अबॉर्शन करवाए जाते हैं, बार बार टॉर्चर किया जाता है। प्रेगनेंसी में सपोर्ट सिस्टम जीरो है। अकेली लड़े, माँ है, 10 हाथ है उसके, तो सब कुछ कर सकती है। मैटरनिटी लीव तक के लिए लोग देना नहीं चाहते औरतों को। बच्चे पैदा हो गया, उसके बाद पोस्टपार्टम डिप्रेशन बहुत आम है, नई माओं में बहुत आम है, जिसमें उनको खुद को मारने के ख्याल आते हैं, खुद का वो उनको लगता है कि क्या हो गया, बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी होती है। परिवार का सपोर्ट कितना है? 0। लॉकडाउन में औरतों ने सब कुछ अकेले किया, ये गर्व की बात है, ये शर्म की बात है। बाकी लोग क्या कर रहे थे? परिवार के बाकी लोग कहाँ थे? और जो बच्चे हैं वो क्या अकेली औरत के? उसके बाद हम एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि ये औरत पढ़े भी, नौकरी भी करे, लड़े भी, सशक्त भी बने और चुप भी रहे। बोलने वाली औरतें पसंद नहीं है। अब आते हैं 2 टर्म्स पे। एक है इंटरनलाइज मिसोजिनी। हिंदी में पता नहीं, मैं इसका शाब्दिक ट्रांसलेशन कर दूंगी तो भी उसका ज्यादा मतलब नहीं होगा। इंटरनलाइज्ड मिसोजिनी मतलब अक्सर पूछा जाता है औरत ही औरत की दुश्मन है। क्यों? इंटरनलाइज मिसोजिनी की वजह से, क्योंकि इस सिस्टम में सभी औरतें पीड़ित हैं। तो औरत के पास एक ही चांस है थोड़ी सी पावर कमाने का परिवार में, और वो चांस है बेटा पैदा करना। तो जब वो कर देती हैं ऐसा, तो फिर वो अपनी उस पावर को दूसरी औरतों को प्रताड़ित करने के लिए इस्तेमाल करती हैं। ऐसा बहुत बार वर्क प्लेसेस में भी होता है, क्योंकि अपनी कोई पावर उन औरतों के पास है नहीं, और चूंकि वो ऐसे ही जीती आई हैं तो उनको वही सही लगता है। क्रिमेशन की बात की शिरीन जी ने। मैंने शिमला में अपने फादर की 7 साल पहले क्रिमेशन की। आई वॉज अ मैरिड पर्सन एट दैट टाइम। What are the usual biases? Usual bias जेंडर तो है ही, उसके साथ साथ जो कल्चरल बायस है, तुम शादीशुदा हो, तुम दूसरे परिवार का हिस्सा हो, मतलब लड़की से आप उसके माँ बाप तक डिनाई छीन लेते हैं और ये अज्यूम कर लेते हैं कि वो तो नहीं कर पाएगी, उसको तो डर लगेगा, उसको तो धरती पे लोट लोट के रोना चाहिए। अगर वो स्ट्रांग होके रो नहीं रही है, अपना जो भी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी करना है कर रही है, तो वो अजीब है, वो नॉर्मल औरत नहीं है, क्योंकि वो साड़ी के पल्लू में छुप के रो नहीं रही है। सो ये जो परसेप्शंस हैं, हमारे जो माइंडसेट है, वो औरतों के मानसिक स्वास्थ्य और उनके रिप्रोडक्टिव राइट्स के लिए बहुत डैमेजिंग है, बहुत ज्यादा डैमेजिंग है। हमारे यहाँ औरतों के पास कोई चॉइस ही नहीं है रिगार्डिंग रिप्रोडक्टिव राइट्स। ना अबॉर्शन का अधिकार उनका अपना है, ना किसी प्रेगनेंसी को कैरी ऑन करने का अधिकार उनका अपना है, ना ये डिसाइड करना कि कब बच्चा पैदा करना है, कितना करना है, किसके साथ करना है, ये अधिकार उनका। और इस सब के बावजूद हमें हंसती हुई, बहुत सारी भुजाओं वाली, सब कुछ करती हुई औरतें चाहिए। फिर आते हैं भाषा पर। आज भी मजदूर दिवस आने वाला है ना, क्या हम मजदूर दिवस की बधाई ऐसे देते हैं? दुनिया के सभी पिताओं, भाइयों, पतियों को मजदूर दिवस की मुबारकबाद। लेकिन मदर्स डे की बधाई हम कैसे देते हैं? सभी माओं, बहनों, बेटियों को। क्यों भाई? हमारी क्या मर्दों के रिश्तों से अलग हमारी कोई पहचान नहीं है? और वही माँ, बेटी, बहन जिसको आप एक तरफ इतना ग्लोरीफाई कर रहे हैं, आपकी गालियों का सबसे बड़ा व्याकरण वही है। एक सेक्स और दूसरा औरत, और उसमें माँ, बहन, बेटी। तो ये जो हिपोक्रेसी है हमारे कल्चर की, इसने औरतों को मेंटली बहुत डैमेज किया है, दशकों से करते आए हैं। कैसी भाषाएं यूज करते हैं हम हिंदी में? किसी को कायर कहना है तो बोलते हैं चूड़ियां पहन लो, पल्लू में छुप जाओ, घाघरा पहन लो, वैसे हम बहुत ग्लोरीफाई करेंगे। ये हमारी भाषा है। तो हमारी भाषा इतनी सेक्सिस्ट है, इतनी मिसोजिनिस्ट और औरतों के प्रति इतनी बायस्ड है। वैसे ही मानसिक स्वास्थ्य की जो हमारी भाषा है, बीबीसी ने एक स्टोरी की थी कुछ साल पहले कि जब किसी मर्द को कोई मानसिक बीमारी होती है तो परिवार इलाज कराता है, अस्पताल ले जाता है, घर पे रखता है, चाहे वो हिंसक ही क्यों ना हो। लेकिन जब किसी औरत को ऐसी बीमारी होती है तो पहले तो वो शटल की जाती है। अगर मैरिड है तो तुम रखो, तुम करवाओ, दोनों परिवारों के बीच, और अल्टीमेटली ऐसी औरतों को अबैंडन करके छोड़ दिया जाता है सड़क पर। और फिर उन औरतों का लगातार बलात्कार होता है, उनके साथ सेक्सुअल वायलेंस होता है। ये है हमारा दूसरा चेहरा। हम औरतों में क्या ग्लोरीफाई कर रहे हैं? सैक्रिफाइस करें, अपनी उम्मीदों को छोड़ दें, सब कुछ बैलेंस करें। क्यों? बाकी समाज क्या करेगा? साल में एक दिन विमेन्स डे कहेगा और उसके बाद भूल जाएगा। डिजिटल गैप, केरला में पिछले साल बहुत सारी लड़कियों के सुसाइड इसी कारण से हुए क्योंकि उनके पास फोन नहीं था क्लास में जाने के लिए। घर में एक फोन है तो भाई को दिया जाएगा, उसको नहीं दिया जाएगा, चाहे वो बेहतर छात्र हो, क्योंकि उसको तो जाना है ना दूसरे के घर, वो तो सामान है। उसको पढ़ाई करा के तो हमें कुछ नहीं मिल रहा, बेटे को पढ़ाई कराने का ज्यादा फायदा है। इसे कहते हैं बेनोवलेंट सेक्सिज्म। हम लड़कियों को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए उनके अधिकार उनसे छीन लेते हैं। ये उनके मानसिक स्वास्थ्य पर क्या असर डालता है इसका हमें अंदाजा भी नहीं है। भारत में जो सुसाइड बर्डन बढ़ा है उसमें औरतों का बहुत बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा है, और ये सबसे ज्यादा इंटीमेट पार्टनर वायलेंस, मतलब अपने साथी से जो उनके साथ हिंसा होती है उससे जुड़ा हुआ है। बच्चियों के साथ जो हो रहा है इस समाज में वो इतना घिनौना है। मैं डिजिटल गैप की जरूर बात करना चाहूंगी। ऑनलाइन अगर आप लोग मुझे ट्विटर पे सर्च करें या कहीं भी, हमारे साथ ऑनलाइन कितनी अब्यूज होती है। औरतों को जिस तरह की गालियां दी जाती हैं ऑनलाइन, या हमारे इनबॉक्स में जिस तरह की तस्वीरें भेजी जाती हैं, या जिस तरह से हमको पेंट किया जाता है, उसका हमारे मानसिक स्वास्थ्य पे क्या असर होता है। साइबर क्राइम के कारण 55% औरतों को अपनी ऑनलाइन प्रेजेंस को कम करना पड़ा है। बहुत कम औरतें अपनी प्रोफाइल्स को ओपन रख पाती हैं या कुछ कह पाती हैं किसी मुद्दे पर, क्योंकि जैसे मैंने कहा बोलने वाली औरतें हमें पसंद नहीं है। चुप रहो, खुश रहो, चाहे घुट घुट के जियो, चाहे सुसाइड से मर जाओ, वी डोंट केयर। 27% महिलाएं, एक सर्वे में ये बताया कि ऑनलाइन जो उनका अब्यूज हुआ उसकी वजह से वो किसी फिजिकल प्रॉब्लम उनको होने लगी। ब्लड प्रेशर, रक्तचाप, नींद से जुड़े विकार, डिप्रेशन, एंजाइटी तक पहुंच गई ये औरतें। तो एक तरह से जो चीज मर्दों के लिए एम्पावरिंग है ना, ऑनलाइन हम जुड़ पाए, हम बात कर सकते हैं, हम लिख सकते हैं, हम बोल सकते हैं, ऑनलाइन रोजगार कर सकते हैं, वही चीज हम औरतों के लिए डर की जगह, शर्म की जगह बना देते हैं। हर जगह है ये, पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट में, इंटरनेट पर, हमारे परिवारों में, हमारे घरों में। औरतों के रिप्रोडक्टिव राइट्स की अगर बात करें और मेंटल हेल्थ की अगर बात करें तो हमें ये समझना होगा कि ये जो हमने डबल बर्डन लाद रखा है ना औरतों पर, कि आप तो सब कर लोगे, आप तो ये भी कर लोगे, वो भी कर लोगे, 10 हाथ नहीं है, किसी रियल औरत के 10 हाथ नहीं है। और अगर आपको वास्तव में एम्पावरमेंट करना है औरत का, तो आपको ये मानसिक और शारीरिक बर्डन जो है औरतों पर, केयर गिविंग का, हाउसकीपिंग का, पेरेंटिंग का, इसको कम करना होगा। मैं आने वाले सालों में आशा करती हूँ कि सुसाइड के आंकड़ों में हाउसवाइफ्स के नंबर में कमी आएगी। मैं आशा करती हूँ ज्यादा औरतों में हिम्मत आएगी सेक्सुअल वायलेंस के खिलाफ बात करने की, मैरिटल रेप के खिलाफ खड़े होने की, दूसरी औरतों का हाथ थामने की, और ये बोलने की कि हम आपके बनाए हुए नैरेटिव नहीं लेंगे। हमें देवी नहीं बनना, हमें बराबरी चाहिए। मेरे लिए विमेन्स डे सेलिब्रेशन नहीं है, एक कमेमोरेशन है सदियों की उस लड़ाई का, जिसके बाद आज हम उस बराबरी के थोड़ा पास आए। तो आशा करती हूँ कि मेरी जनरेशन की औरतें और अगली जनरेशन की औरतें और मर्द और हमारे क्वियर दोस्त सभी इस बराबरी की लड़ाई में औरतों के साथ रहेंगे। और हर साल हम ये थोड़ा एनालाइज करेंगे कि पिछले साल से हम बेहतर हुए हैं या फिर और पीछे चले गए हैं। धन्यवाद।
मेरी पसंद है।
हाँ
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring thoughts, for sharing your inspiring thoughts with us. Now we go to if anyone would like to ask any questions.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Pooja, for your wonderful discourse. And of course, we all know that the situation is very dire and we need to do something about it. So what do you suggest as a first step? What we can do? You are on
Yes.
mute.
Yeah, so thank you for that question. Yeah, what is the first step? I have always maintained लॉ की बात हुई इसके शुरुआत में कि बहुत सारे कानून हैं। यहाँ पे मैं अगेन निर्भया को कोट करूंगी। पूरे देश में डिस्कोर्स हो रहा कि डेथ पेनल्टी होनी चाहिए, बलात्कार रुक जाएंगे। अब कानून के हिसाब से बच्चे के बलात्कार में डेथ पेनल्टी है, होनी भी चाहिए, लेकिन उसके जो दूसरा रेपरकशंस है उस पर हम ध्यान नहीं देते। उसके बाद रेप और मर्डर के केस बढ़ गए। बच्चे को कम से कम वो जिंदा छोड़ देते थे, लेकिन अब मार देते हैं। उसी तरह निर्भया मर्डर केस बहुत पब्लिक ट्रायल था, इट वाज ऑल ओपन हियर, और उनको डेथ सेंटेंस हुआ, ऑनररी कोर्ट ने जायज समझा और होना चाहिए, लेकिन क्या उसके बाद बलात्कार रुके? क्या मर्दों के दिल में जरा सा भी डर आया? और हमको ये यहाँ नहीं भूलना चाहिए कि अधिकतर जो चाइल्ड अब्यूज हो रही है और औरतों के साथ अब्यूज हो रही है वो घरों में हो रही है, और फिर उसको साइलेंस कर दिया जा रहा है। तो घरों को बदलना होगा, होम्स नीड टू चेंज। लॉ बदलने से खाली, या ऐसे भी, सॉरी नो ऑफेंस मेंट टू एनीबॉडी, बट इस तरह के इलीट सर्कल्स में डिस्कोर्स करने का एक एकेडमिक एंड जरूर हो सकता है, लेकिन जब तक परिवारों में लड़कियों के प्रति मानसिकता नहीं बदलती तब तक बहुत ज्यादा कुछ नहीं बदलने वाला। हम सिर्फ एक फैंसी गाब दे रहे हैं कि हम ये कर रहे हैं, हम वो कर रहे हैं, हम ये, और बहुत सारे लोग, सॉरी टू से, इन अ लॉट ऑफ फोरम्स, वो बहुत अच्छी अच्छी बातें करते हैं ऐसी फोरम्स पे, लेकिन घर पे जाके बीवी के साथ हिंसा करते हैं। कई बार शौक रह गई कि एक सज्जन पुरुष जिन्होंने महिला एम्पावरमेंट पे किताब लिखी थी, उनको बाद में चाइल्ड अब्यूज के केस में कन्विक्टेड पाया गया। तो ऐसे खोखले सशक्तिकरण का हम क्या करें? अगर परिवार नहीं बदल रहे तो फिर ऐसे खोखले सशक्तिकरण का औरतें करें क्या? परिवारों को बदलना होगा। सबसे पहले तो ये कोख में लड़कियों को मार रहे हैं, ये बंद कर दें, और जेंडर रेशो थोड़ा बेटर हो जाए तो उससे अपने आप शायद बहुत सारे सेक्सुअल क्राइम और बहुत सारी डिस्क्रिमिनेशन कम हो जाएगी। आई थिंक दैट्स द वे।
Thanks.
Anyone else?
Can I make just a quick comment? Because what Pooja has said, sorry, I think it's okay if I address you just like with the first name. So, So what she has said, I guess the underlying point is the hypocrisy that we have everywhere. Leave aside like home and office and society, everywhere we have this hypocrisy that on one hand we will glorify the womanhood, and on the other hand we kind of limit the development. So this hypocrisy is kind of the major problem. The sooner we understand it and try to eliminate it, then the better we are as a society. Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else?
Hello, ma'am. Can you please suggest something for college-going girls? If there is sexual harassment or something, then how they can tell someone or do what to do regarding that?
Okay. Thank you so much. वो बहुत अच्छा सवाल है. तो पहला तो ये है कि यूजीसी ने मैंडेटरी बनाया हुआ है कि हर कॉलेज और हर शिक्षण संस्थान में एक एंटी सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट कमेटी होती है, एक एंटी रैगिंग कमेटी होती है. आई एम श्योर आपके कॉलेज में भी होगी, मेरे इंस्टीट्यूशन में भी है यहाँ पर. और उसमें भी उसके फर्दर उसके डिटेल्स होते हैं कि अधिकतर सदस्य महिलाएं होनी चाहिए और ये सब. और उसको इसीलिए कन्वीनियंट एक सेफ स्पेस की तरह ट्रीट किया जाए. और उसके बारे में हर कॉलेज को ये इंस्ट्रक्शन दी होती है यूजीसी ने कि आप पोस्टर लगाएं, क्लासरूम्स में अवेयरनेस क्रिएट करें कि अगर किसी भी बच्चे के साथ, वो लड़का भी हो सकता है, किसी तरह का सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट हो रहा है कैंपस पर, तो वो जाके अपनी सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट कमेटी से बात कर सके. कॉलेजेस में काउंसलर होने चाहिए, जहां पर अगर किसी को भी मेंटल हेल्थ का डिस्ट्रेस है या इस तरह का कोई रैगिंग बुलिंग हो रहा है तो वो उनसे भी बात कर सकते हैं. इसके अलावा सबको अवेयर होने की जरूरत है. आपको पता होना चाहिए कि नेशनल कमीशन फॉर वुमेन को आप कैसे अप्रोच कर सकती हैं, स्टेट कमीशन ऑफ वुमेन को आप कैसे अप्रोच कर सकती हैं. आपके बेसिक अधिकार क्या हैं जिनसे आपको कोई रोक नहीं सकता. और अगर कोई रोक रहा है, चाहे वो क्लासमेट है, फ्रेंड है, टीचर है, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में से कोई है या परिवार में भी कोई है, अगर आप एक वयस्क महिला हैं और आपके किसी अधिकार का हनन किसी परिवार के व्यक्ति द्वारा भी किया जा रहा है, तो भी आपको अपने अधिकार पता होने चाहिए और आप कहाँ जा सकती हैं. बहुत सारी स्टेट्स ने विमेन ओनली पुलिस स्टेशन भी इसी मुहिम के लिए चलाए थे. विमेन के लिए डेडिकेटेड हेल्पलाइंस हैं हर जगह, उन पर आप कांटेक्ट कर सकती हैं. बच्चों के लिए 1098 चाइल्ड लाइन है, जहाँ पे बहुत अच्छे, मैं बहुत सारे निजी अनुभव से कह सकती हूँ, बच्चों के बहुत अच्छे अनुभव हैं जहाँ बच्चों को रेस्क्यू किया गया और उन्हें मदद मिली. इसके अलावा मेंटल हेल्थ की बहुत सारी हेल्पलाइंस हैं. आप अगर मुझे ट्विटर पे मुझे खोज लें या गूगल पे कहीं खोज लें मुझे, तो आपको मिल जाएंगे ऐसे बहुत सारे रिसोर्सेज जहाँ मेंटल हेल्थ और रिप्रोडक्टिव हेल्थ के लिए आपको काउंसलिंग मिल सकती है, आपको सपोर्ट मिल सकता है. लेकिन सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट वही है कि हमें अपनी आवाज तलाशनी है, हमें चुप नहीं रहना है. ये जो चुप्पी है परिवारों में, इंस्टीट्यूशंस में, घरों में, समाज में, उस चुप्पी को तोड़ना इज द फर्स्ट स्टेप. थैंक यू.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anyone else?
People can also type their questions अगर कोई बोलना नहीं चाहते, और मैं वहां आपको आंसर करूंगी. और मैं अपना ईमेल आईडी डाल देती हूँ, अगर किसी को और कुछ डिस्कस करना है, यू कैन सेंड मी ईमेल. थैंक यू सो मच.
बस तलवार तलवार पुढचं. Stop, stop. Stop, stop.
Thank you. Now we shall go to next session. The theme of the next session is Rising of Divorce Cases, a stumbling block in woman's journey. The resource person for this session is Dr. Dilip Taur. A short introduction about him.
I'll just correct you, it's not a doctor.
He is a graduate in law from MP Law College, Aurangabad, batches of 2003. He completed his master's degree in law from Mumbai University. Dilip Taur is a well-known, reputed lawyer in India. He is having wide range of experiences, working more than 15 years in various fields, dealing with all types of cases, especially civil, criminal, corporate, election, land, banking, etc. He is at present an advocate and arguing counsel at Supreme Court of India. We are very happy to have you, sir, as a great and efficient lawyer working in Supreme Court of India today with us. Welcome you, sir.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for calling me here. First and foremost, I would like to wish all women's participants here and all the women's on the occasion of the Women's Day. And I wish Happy Women's Day to all. When I was called upon to participate this today's event, I was asked to select one of the subjects which is related to the women vis-a-vis the legal issues which are involved. And I could not stop but to select this particular issue because what I have been witnessing from last 10 to 12 years in the Supreme Court is that this is the litigation which is rising and rising and rising. If we just go back to 40, 50 years back to the Indian Constitution era or in the Supreme Court, after the establishment, after the independence of India, we had Hindu Code Bill in 1950, whereby polygamy was banned. That's number one. And the right of property was given to women. This is one of the most, I would say, most important bill as far as the woman's right is concerned. Then the property rights were recognized. And slowly, by the passage of time, women started getting into mainstream. The literacy rate were increased. They were participating in the development of the country. And then there was an evolution of further human rights as far as women are concerned, like the family laws, the heirship rights, and other rights, the personal rights, I would say. Unfortunately, India, according to me, is the only country in the world having different kind of law for a different kind of communities. We don't have a common civil code. So if you're dealing with cases of divorce, you will have to deal with differently as, whenever if you're dealing with Muslim woman, you will have to deal with differently. You're dealing with Hindu woman, you will have to deal with differently. If there is a Christian woman, there is a different law. So we have a different types of law as far as this personal law, women's laws, personal laws are concerned. So what I have witnessed here is that there is a tremendous rise in the cases of, the divorce and the personal law in the Supreme Court. The second aspect which troubled me a lot is the life of the children who are passing through this particular phase of their parents. Have seen that the children are literally thrown from one side to another side, between the dispute between the husband and wife. And that is a very, very painful, which I could say, I'm saying we have witnessed that a very painful thing to witness that particular event in the life of any couple. And then there are decrees, then there are suits, there are injunction orders, and then there are appeal. And you know that we are living in a country like India, where we have 25 Supreme Court judges for 150 crore people. This is something unimaginable, that only 24 judges in the Supreme Court are looking after 150 crores of the population. And then I have also witnessed divorce cases coming to the Supreme Court, coming here and then again remanding it back for certain on technical issues. It remains pending for years. And finally, when it matters comes to Supreme Court, the court comes to conclusion that there is an irretrievable breakdown of the marriage because the age of the wife or the dispute when it was started, like 10-15 years have been passed in the litigation. And then it results into a decree of divorce after 14-15 years. Just imagine what would be the plight of, these people who are involved in this litigation. What happened to their personal life? So 10 years of their very precious life have gone into litigation. The issues comes up to Supreme Court, and finally Supreme Court settles it after 10-15 years. What happens to their children? Who is looking after them? Who is paying their money? Who is paying them pocket money? And these are the disputes then again arose, and there are a lot of human pain into it. So there is a huge rise. I was just, whenever there are cases like this comes, we also refers to some Western judgment of the court. And according to me, the phase which the India is now witnessing has been witnessed by the Western countries long back. They had peaked out and they have witnessed it, and they now, there are a lot of other issues involved. There's amendment in various laws over there, and it seems to be now there are other alternative remedies available where the parties can go to those remedies and can file appropriate application to get divorced by consent, and mediation facilities are available there. But when it comes to India, they are rising and rising. I'm not saying that it is a stumbling block for a progressive woman. I'm not saying that, but only I'm concerned about their children. And that is a serious issue over here. So to stop that, I think there are certain, law cannot do that. Law is just a pragmatic instrument, has to be followed. If you don't follow, there are certain implications of it and penalties provided under the law. But if we want to stop this, as far as the issue of children are concerned, I think there are 2 or 3 I'm looking at it. For that, one must understood that we are living in a country like India, where if I compare with the human rights evolution, so human right evolution was around more than 1,000 years after where human evolution, the human right evolution was done in the Western countries. It's a matter of, it's a different matter that now because of in the internet age, we are too closer to the Western countries' inventions and other things. In 1950, there was the Hindu Code Bill. Until that, there was no protection to women at all. They were treated as a slave, literally 1950, prior 1950 period, if you just look in the tribal areas, how the women were treated. Slowly, after the literacy rate was increased, they came into the mainstream. And that is really good thing. I'm personally of the opinion that the women should come out of their, I would say that if someone applies for a divorce, in one of the case I read, that even women are not in rural area, they are afraid to take divorce because there is a stigma attached to it. In rural area, because these are the problems majorly faced by the rural women because of the stigma attached to it. But now the situation has been changed, and now the urban women, there is a frequent kind of a discussion within the society. If someone wants to apply for the divorce, they file petitions and they can get the divorce easily. There is no difficulty on that part. But so far as that is on the basis of consent. But when there are the complexities involved in the divorce cases, the most sufferer are the children. And to avoid that, what I feel personally, if we just go back to the Western society culture, what the people when they met, they have a sort of live-in relationship prior marriage. They understand each other, and once they are confident that yes, we can go ahead, and they further proceed to marry each other. So that's how from last 20-25 years, Western countries evolved themselves into it, and it has really resulted in lower rate of the divorce in those countries. But when it comes to India, particularly rural part, we don't have that system. We don't recognize that system. And because of that, the marriages has been done in a traditional way. And after the marriage, if there are differences between the parties, then it leads to violation. It leads to violence, I'm so sorry. And the violence then leads to various other complex issues. In this regard, the 498A, which is the new section A, has been added by in the criminal law, just to prevent from domestic abuse to the woman. We have a Domestic Violence Act also. So these are the certain other criminal laws there to protect the woman's right as far as the domestic violence is concerned. But I would say this 498A domestic violence, these are connected to the divorce cases also. So main basic problem which I can see, especially in the district rural part of the India, is that the many cases which are now arising because of the differences after the marriage. Because I mean, what happens if the two strangers are getting married without knowing each other, without knowing that what is the habits, what they know, what they like, what kind of personality one person like. So I think this is the main reason behind it. There are various other. I think there is a disturbance. Is my time is over? So these are the issues which actually faced by the. Yeah, I'm so sorry. There is. No, it's okay. So to come out of this, what I personally want to suggest is that, yes, we can come out of this, and it's not a stumbling block, according to me, for those women who are independent, who don't have a children. But with respect, those women having children, there is in their journey that it may be a little difficult as compared to the woman who doesn't have a children after, before taking divorce. So this is one aspect of the particular issue. The second issue which I would like to highlight here is the impact of both the parties working outside. I mean, if husband, wife are working outside, then that it may lead, because see, I'm not talking about now, as far as this particular issue is concerned, the cases are not in rural areas, but these types of cases are appearing in the urban areas mostly, like Bombay, metropolitan cities like Bombay, or capital cities like Bombay, Delhi, etc., Bangalore, etc., etc. Or the one of the partner is living abroad, other is living here. The dispute starts on one reason, another reason. There are children involved. Unfortunately, children suffers a lot. So what it leads to is, unfortunately, to the depression, to the various other issues, personal issues, and that is really impacting the personal journey of a woman who is well educated, who had some sort of a vision in front of her, who want to do something in her life. And unfortunately, out of 100 women, if I say that there are 100 well qualified women, extraordinary women who want to do something in their life and who can do that, but because of these kind of issues, this the divorce is one of the reasons, is actually becoming stumbling block in their journey. So and there is no other way, but what happens, there are, in various cases we faces, the court asks us to go for the negotiations, go for the settlements, and what we see is that normally, after having dealt with the litigation for almost around 6, 7 or 10 years, then in that sense, the parties are always like very reluctant to go for the negotiation or coming back to the restitution, and then it leads to the divorce. So the rising of the divorce cases is really alarming, and I think we must try to sort out this issue by setting up fast track courts, we have family courts. I'm not saying not, but it should be fast track courts. There should be condition put upon through the legislation itself, that once the case is started, it should finish in 6 months. If it involves a children's right issue, then it should be decided within 3 months or 2 months. So we need to set up these kind of courts also in the country, which we don't have. We have family court, but we don't have that kind of a setup. Another aspect of this litigation, the pending litigation, is that that we have appellate courts in the country. Like if you file a petition in a family court, then you can appeal to the High Court, and then you can appeal to the Supreme Court. So to cut short this situation, according to me, the Constitution needs to be amended. By amending the Constitution, the right to appeal in the Supreme Court should be restricted, and the High Court should be made as a final appellate court. Now, what will happen, the impact of this particular legislation would be that if a particular divorce case is likely to take 10 years, coming to the Supreme Court, then at least we will be able to reduce that 5 years period. And at least we will be able to give that 5 years into the life of that particular parties, whether it is a woman, whether it is a man. At least they will have that 5 years in their life without litigation-free life, and they can do something. They can achieve their dreams in that, and they can try to achieve that whatever they want to achieve in their life. So that is the second aspect of it. So the speedy litigation is the most important factor in this. There are certain other small issues also involving this, like we have a physical bias, we have there is a difference of opinions, there is a compatibility, there are other personal issues involved in these. So when it leads to divorce, I think the most important thing that both the parties must realize, if they are having children, to sit together and decide first and foremost that the future of the child, and then go on with the divorce proceedings. Try to see as far as possible that the children are not volleyball from one place to another place, and try to see that how they are actually put in one place, not to be disturbed, and try to see that they are not disturbing their life until they become major. So that's also one of the aspects which I would like to share here. And lastly, we must also see, because I have seen many clients, what happens after the divorce proceeding has been concluded. Have you ever seen a party is married 16 years ago, finally the divorce has been done after 16-17 years. After the decree of divorce, what is the impact on their life? What is the life after divorce? So one must also think on this particular aspect. So my suggestion is this: yes, we have a divorce cases at peak. Nobody can stop that, but we will try to. We can improve the system. It can be improved through legislation. The constitution can be amended. As far as the working women are concerned, I would appeal that if they have a children and if the proceedings are under process, divorce proceedings are under process in the court, try to see as far as possible, give time to their children. Try to see that they are not volleyball between husband and wife from one place to another place. Try to see that the financial arrangement can be made for the children's, and try to see that not to give any mental agony to their children's because of differences between husband and wife. So yes, as I repeat it, that as far as the women who got divorced, they don't have a children's, there is no stumbling block at all. But yes, I have seen that the woman or the couple who faces problem, after they having children's, not about them, but about the children. So think about it, and we must all come together to try to see that how we can change the law. And this is the only solution, according to me. The speedy justice is the only remedy. We can't reduce the cases of divorce, but yes, we can try to see that all the divorce cases can be decided expeditiously as early as possible, like within a 6 month or a 1 year, and removing the appellate authorities like a Supreme Court from it, and making the High Court as the main appellate authority. By this way, we will be able to reduce the burden also on the court, and we will be able to give more time to the suffering parties, by which they can fulfill their dreams. At least they will get some time out of it. So I'll just conclude my address on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for highlighting the different factors that causing divorce in our society. You have covered up many areas, especially areas related to divorce, at the different factors, and that is a matter of great concern for today's women in our society. Now, I would like to invite the audience to ask questions or any doubt regarding this topic. Sir, I have a question to you.
Yes, please.
You have chosen apt topic. The rising of divorce cases is a stumbling block in women's journey. A family is formed, husband, wife, or father or mother, and children. The three elements constitute a family. But this divorce cases, we have seen day to day and every day many cases that we come across. But my question is, now going beyond the legal aspect, can we have somewhere where we can educate and conscientize the women of village as well as cities? Thus, thereby they become aware of their rights and duties relating to divorce case, and this awareness, this one's awareness towards divorce case and the legal punishment may reduce the divorce cases. Would you comment on this?
While addressing this issue, I gave a reference of Western countries, that how they have evolved with the settlement and conciliation system. We adopted the arbitration and conciliation system long back, I think around 76. But unfortunately, it is not yet reached into the rural area as of now. It's not hugely been reached. So what we can do here is that the private institution or private trusts, they can reach to the people. They can set up their own conciliation centers, and they can educate the population at rural level about their rights and about the procedure to obtain the divorce, and about the procedure to secure the rights of the children. That can be done, I think, through this. And I think there is one more thing. Government of India started one tele-law. It's a Twitter handle. You can just go and look at it. So through this tele-law, there are there's various courts and conciliation centers have been set up by the Government of India. We call it it's an advanced kind of the advanced stage of I would say Lok Adalats. We have a Lok Adalats. But if you just look at tele-law, they started this, and this gaining immense momentum throughout the country. I think that's the way we can approach to these the communities at large in the rural areas, and we can get them understand about it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
May I make a small intervention here?
Yes, madam. Please.
Yeah. Hi. Thank you, Dilip ji. That was really a very good. In fact, very concise eye-opener on divorce. So I am a divorced parent and I have a single child. Now, one thing I want to add here as a mental health advocate is that we often have this perception that a child suffers due to divorce. Yes, there is trauma when a family breaks apart. There is definitely trauma. There's no denying that. But to say that a child is okay with two parents anyhow would not be a good message to give to society. That is what I feel. And this is often the message given by media, by social organizations, that if it is a two-parent family, it's all good. For children's sake, a lot of women keep going through a lot of violence in their homes for children's sake. And as a mental health advocate, I can tell you this from my research, that when children witness abuse, even as witnesses, even when the secondary trauma is there, they are not being abused, but they are witnessing abuse and violence. That is also not a very good condition for children to live in. So I would add here that whereas, yes, the splitting apart of families is not a very happy situation, but a bad marriage should be ended for the mental health of children and women. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. That's not a reason. Every coin has two sides, and I agree with you that I even didn't mean that all the children's where the parents are not separated, they're living together, are happy, or they're not subjected to any kind of a cruelty or mental trauma. It really, but what I have seen, I'm just sharing with you guys, and that really painful. That's what I'm sharing.
So I believe, a child with a responsible single parent is happier and safer than a child caught in a bad marriage, caught in a traumatic family. I can say that I'm a proud single parent of a single child, and she's a very happy child. And I don't think that children thrive when they live in circumstances of abuse. So with a safe and healthy single parent, those families should also be normalized here.
Yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely. See, it's not that. I was just discussing with, with that particular time, it's okay. That particular timing of the divorce, that particular timing when the orders are passed, that particular timing when the child has been taken away from one place to another place, that particular timing when out of two parents there is some fees or there's some stationaries or there's something has to do with the child, and nobody actually deposit that money, or these are various kind of litigation. I'm not referring to a single one, and I really hats off to you that you're taking care of your children and he's happy. I'm really happy for that. But I'm just sharing, there are a lot of instances which we had witnessed here in the Supreme Court, and that particular timing which actually really painful for the child. During that window period when the court, when these orders are passed, injunction orders, and that particular phase is very, very painful.
Of course it is. And these kind of things happen even when both the parents are living together. I have seen plenty of fathers in my social work experience. They are living with the mother and they refuse to do anything for the house, and they refuse to pay any bills, and they abuse both the mother and the child. So I think generalization should not be made. I think conversation and mental health support, and as you were mentioning right now, community counseling support for both the parents as well as the children through it, that would go a long way. And I would also hope that our judiciary uses sensitive language and more sensitized process when it comes to personal cases like these.
There should be speedy, disposal. Like I shared you, yesterday I had a case, 16 years. I mean, that lady become, it's absolutely, a hopeless thing for her to come to the Supreme Court and ask relief after 16 years. And what she's going to do after that? How she's going to live her life? So there are problems. We are a developing country. It's happening. As I said, 1950 we had Hindu Code, a bill, and Magna Carta 2000. I think, which one is this? 3,000 year before Magna Carta had happened in US, where the human rights evolved. Right to air, right to water, right to sun, right to river. And we even don't know today, the Indians, about these rights. So we are developing, it will happen. We will all have to try for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else? Once again, hello, check. Once again, a big thanks to lawyer Dilip Tor for enlightening us with legal aspects, which is very much part of our day-to-day life. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Now we go to session 2. Next session, our last session. The theme of this session is agricultural sector and Indian women. Now I call upon Pradnya Paikarao, MA second year student, to give a short introduction about our resource person, Honorable Dr. Chayatai More.
So छायाताई दत्तात्रय मोरे पाटील आपणास शेतीतील नाविन्यपूर्ण प्रयोगांसाठी ओळखले जाते. या क्षेत्रात विविध प्रयोगांसाठी आपणास विविध पुरस्कारांनी देखील सन्मानित करण्यात आले आहे. त्यापैकी काही पुरस्कार म्हणजे मॉडर्न पालक माता पुरस्कार 2003, सिजेंटा इंडिया कंपनीच्या वतीने दिल्या जाणारा प्रगतशील शेतकरी गौरव पुरस्कार 28 नोव्हेंबर 2006, महाराष्ट्र राज्य यांच्या वतीने कृषी रत्न पंजाबराव देशमुख पुरस्कार 2009, जिजामाता भूषण पुरस्कार 2008-9, हायश्री फाउंडेशन जालना तर्फे सावित्रीबाई फुले पुरस्कार 2011, स्वामीनाथन ट्रस्ट अमरावती तर्फे प्रगतशील महिला शेतकरी पुरस्कार 2012, वायब्रंट गुजरात जागतिक शेती समिट 2013, रोटरी क्लब जालना तर्फे प्रगतशील महिला शेतकरी पुरस्कार जानेवारी 2016, कृषी अलर्ट अवॉर्ड 2021. मी आपणास विनंती करते की आपण आपल्या मार्गदर्शनात सुरुवात करावी. सो छायाताई मोरे.
थँक्यू.
नमस्कार. नमस्कार. आवाज येतो माझा? आवाज येतो माझा?
हा, येतो.
नमस्कार, मी छायाताई दत्तात्रय मोरे बोलते. जागतिक महिला दिनाच्या सर्वांना हार्दिक हार्दिक शुभेच्छा. पहिल्या प्रथम मी आपल्या आभारी आहे, कारण ग्रामीण भागातील माझ्यासारख्या एका शेतकरी महिलाला तुम्ही आमंत्रित करून 4 शब्द बोलायला संधी दिली, त्याबद्दल मी तुमच्या सगळ्यांची आभारी आहे. माझे काम सांगायचं झालं तर मी छायाताई दत्तात्रय मोरे. माझं शिक्षण फक्त 6वी पर्यंतच झालेलं आहे आणि मला कसलाही शेतीचा अनुभव नसताना मी हळूहळू शेती करत गेले. मला माझ्या वडिलांनी माझ्या सासरकड बोलणी केली तेव्हा त्यांनी सांगितलं होतं की माझी मुलगी शेतात जाणार नाही. आवाज येतो मॅडम?
हा, येतो.
माझी मुलगी शेतात जाणार नाही, पण लग्न झाल्यावर एक माझी जिद्द होती, काहीतरी करायचं तरी काय, शिक्षण कमी, मग नंतर काय करणार, शेतीतच काहीतरी करावं म्हणून विचार केला. हळूहळू शेती करत गेले, मला यश येत गेलं. पहिल्यानं मोसंबीची 4 हेक्टरवर मोसंबी बाग केली, ती पण चांगल्या उत्तम प्रकारे आली. नंतर मोसंबीचे डाळबाग आल्यामुळं एक एक झाड जायला लागलं. झाडाला फळ आलं आणि ते झाड गेलं की खूप जीवाला वेदना व्हायच्या की आपण याचं एवढं संगोपन करून पण झाड जाते, मग काय करा. मग आम्ही पती पत्नीनं विचार केला की नाही, आपण दुसऱ्या पिकाकडे वळलं पाहिजे. मग आम्ही पती पत्नी नाशिक, सांगली, सातारा ह्या भागाला फिरून द्राक्ष बाग करायचा विचार केला. आणि हॅलो
हा, ऐकू येतो. हॅलो.
द्राक्ष बाग करायचा विचार करीत असताना सांगली जवळ एक वडगाव म्हणून गाव होतं मॅडम, त्या बागेत आम्ही पाणी करत असताना त्या बागेचं जे काम करत होत्या त्या पण दोघी महिलाच होत्या. मग मी विचार केला 100 एकर बागेचं नियोजन जर ह्या दोघी महिला करतात तर मग आपण का करू शकत नाही. तिथंच पक्का विचार केला आणि घरी आले. घरी आल्यावर द्राक्षाचे रोप लावले आणि द्राक्ष बाग केली. द्राक्ष बाग करीत असताना पहिल्याच वर्षी मॅडम मी हायेस्ट म्हणजे 12 टन उत्पन्न पहिल्याच वर्षी काढलं मी द्राक्षाचं. शेती करत असताना आपण सगळं काय म्हणतात ते सगळं शेतीत झोकून देऊन रात्रंदिवस मी शेतीत काम करू लागले. मी दुग्ध व्यवसाय केला, शेळी पालन केलं, कुक्कुट पालन केलं, मोसंबी, केळी, पपई, अजून द्राक्षे हे सगळ्याचं उत्पन्न घेत असले आणि हे काम करत असताना कुणीतरी आपल्या पाठीवर कौतुकाची थाप पडावी, तसेच 2008ला मला जिजामाता कृषीभूषण पुरस्कार प्राप्त झाला. त्यावेळी कृषीभूषण पुरस्कार प्राप्तीच्या वेळेस आदल्या दिवशी राज्यपाल सरांनी शेतकऱ्याशी चर्चा करायची इच्छा व्यक्त केली. तर मी उठले आणि बोलायला, तर माझे मिस्टर मला म्हणत होते, बस तू काय बोलणार आहे, तुला हिंदी येत नाही आणि इंग्लिश येत नाही, तू काय संवाद साधणार आहे राज्यपाल सरांशी. म्हटलं नाही, मला जे बोलू द्या. बोलले. मग त्यांना बचत गटाचे काही महिला घर कशा घराबाहेर पडल्या, बचत गटामुळे महिला कशा व्यवहार करू लागल्या, बँकेत जाऊ लागल्या, कधी ना घराच्या बाहेर पडलेल्या महिला बँकेपर्यंत जाऊन व्यवहार करू लागल्या. आणि पण मग मी त्यांना म्हणलं, सर तुम्ही जे काय अभ्यास दौरा असो किंवा कोणतंही हे असलं तर तुम्ही पुरुष लोकांनाच का प्राधान्य देता, महिलाला का संधी देत नाहीत. आम्हाला पण संधी द्या, आम्ही संधीचं सोनच करू. त्यांनी आम्हाला सांगितलं की तुम्हाला काय पाहिजे. म्हटलं तुम्ही जरा पुरुषाला जर परदेश अभ्यास दौऱ्याला पाठवता, महिलांना का पाठवत नाही. मग त्यांनी सांगितलं की तुम्ही पासपोर्ट काढून घ्या, तुम्हाला पण आम्ही पाठवू. म्हणलं आम्ही जर पाहून आलो महिला तर आम्ही निश्चितच तिथलं काहीतरी शिकून येऊन आम्ही सुद्धा आमच्या शेतीत उपयोग करू. मग तिथून जाऊन आल्यावर आमचा छान चांगल्यापैकी दौरा, परदेश दौरा झाला. युरोपच्या 5 कंट्रीला आम्ही भेट दिली आणि एक सांगितलं होतं की आम्ही काहीतरी करू. मग मी काय केलं, तिथून आल्यावर शेडनेट मध्ये आपल्या इथल्या सगळ्या कृषी शास्त्रज्ञाला सांगितलं की नेट मध्ये कलर कॅप्सिकम येईल का मिरची. ते म्हणले नाही, हे तर पॉलीहाऊसचं पीक आहे. मग पॉलीहाऊस एवढं करायचं म्हणलं म्हणजे माझी काही एवढी ऐपत नव्हती. 10 गुंठ्याचं पॉलीहाऊस करायचं म्हणलं म्हणजे 10-12 लाख रुपये लागत होते आणि मला शेडनेट गव्हर्नमेंट सरकारचं शेडनेट मिळालं होतं. मग मी निश्चय केला आपण शेडनेट मध्येच कलर कॅप्सिकम करूया, बघूया आपण प्रयोग करायला काय हरकत आहे. मग मी 10 गुंठ्यामध्ये कलर कॅप्सिकम लाल आणि पिवळ्या कलरचं घेतलं. ते इतकं उत्तम प्रकारे पीक आलं मॅडम. मला 10 गुंठ्यात 5.5 टन कलर कॅप्सिकम झालं आणि मी त्याची सगळी विक्री मुंबईला केली रेल्वेनं पाठवून आणि मला दर सुद्धा जवळजवळ मला 3.5 ते 4 लाखाचं उत्पन्न 10 गुंठ्यात झालं कलर कॅप्सिकमचं. तिथून पुढे करत असताना सगळे उपयोग करता करता समाज सेवा करायची म्हटलं तर शाळेतील एखादा विद्यार्थी जो हुशार आहे तो दत्तक घ्यायचा आणि त्याचे पण शिक्षण करायचं. असे इंजिनियर केले, डॉक्टर केले, शिक्षक केले. आपल्या कष्टातून जे 4 पैसे वाचतील ते त्यांच्या पण लोकांच्या पण उपयोगी पडावं अशी माझी धारणा होती. आणि महिलाला पण शिकवायचं की नाही बा आपण पण काहीतरी केलं पाहिजे. मग त्या महिला म्हणायच्या आम्ही काय करायचं, आम्हाला आमचे हे करूच देत नाहीत, आमचे नवरे आम्हाला करू देत नाही, आम्ही काय करायचं. म्हणलं का करू देत नाहीत. आणि त्या इतक्या उत्तम प्रकारे भाजीपाला करायच्या. त्यांचे मिस्टर त्यांना बाजारात घेऊन गेले की ते तिकडच दारू प्यायचे आणि पैसे पण घरी नाही आणायचे आणि त्या घरी तसेच यायचे. त्या रडू लागल्या, सांगू लागल्या म्हणे आम्ही असं करतो मॅडम. म्हणलं मी तुम्हाला एक उपाय सांगू का. त्या म्हणल्या सांगा. मग त्या मी म्हटलं ते जर तसे करून आले ना त्यांना अगरबत्ती घेऊन पहिल्या दिवशी अगरबत्ती ओवाळा म्हणा, तुम्हीच आमचे देव आहात, आम्ही तुम्हाला असं म्हणजे तुम्ही आजपासून पिऊ नका, आम्ही तुम्हाला देव मानू. ते कुठं ऐकायला तयार नाही. त्या पुन्हा आल्या म्हणल्या मॅडम ते काय ऐकत नाही. मग मी म्हणलं तुम्ही काय करा, आता दररोज 5-6 जणी एकीच्या घरी बसायचं. ते यायच्या टायमाला तुम्ही एकीच्या घरी थांबायचं आणि तो आला पिऊन आला की तुम्ही सगळ्यांना मिळून त्याला मारायचं. कारण पुरुष लोक बायकांना मारलेलं बाहेर सांगत नाहीत म्हणलं, त्यांना अपमान वाटतो. मग त्यांनी तसंच केलं. त्या दररोज एकीच्या घरी थांबून मग एकाला चांगला चोप देऊ लागला. मग ते लोक त्यांची दारू सुटली आणि त्यांचा संसार पण खूप चांगला लागला. आणि माझ्याच इथं एक माझ्याच कामावरच्या गड्याची मुलगी, ती सुद्धा अशीच दारू पेत होती ना, ती खूप वैतागली होती नवऱ्याला. ती पण म्हणे मी काय करू. म्हटलं तू काय कर, तो घरी आणतो प्यायला ना, तू पण पेण्याचं नाटक कर. म्हणतं त्याचे आई वडील काही म्हणत नाहीत का. नाही म्हणे त्याचे आई वडील काही म्हणत नाहीत. म्हटलं तू पण मग तसंच नाटक कर, पेण्याचं पिऊ नको पण नाटक कर, त्यांना किती त्रास होतो बघ. मग हिनं पण तो आला की तिनं सुद्धा पिण्याचं नाटक केलं. घरात सगळे भांडे वगैरे फेकू लागली. मग तिचे सासू सासरे तिच्या आईकडे आले म्हणे असं. ती म्हणली का बरं तुमचा मुलगा दररोज मला पिऊन इतका त्रास देतो तेव्हा तुम्हाला वाईट नाही वाटलं, आजच मी तसं केलं तर तुम्हाला वाईट वाटलं, मला का बरं माझ्या आई वडिलांना त्रास होत नाही का. हे असं पण महिलाला सांगत शिकवत गेले. माझे जवळजवळ 6-7 बचत गट 2003-4 ला मी स्थापन केलेले मॅडम. माझ्या बचत गटातल्या महिला पेट्रोल पंप चालवतात, कापड दुकान चालवतात, भांड्याचं दुकान चालवतात, मसाला प्रक्रिया करून त्या चालवतात. आम्ही जवळजवळ मुंबईला याचं लागतं ना प्रदर्शन, लक्ष्मी काय, त्या प्रदर्शनात सुद्धा आमचा स्टॉल असतो. आम्हाला दुसऱ्या बायका 8-8, 10-10 दिवसात थांबतात. आमचा एकच दिवसात माल सगळा संपून जातो. आम्हाला विक्रीसाठी माल सुद्धा राहत नाही. आणि अजूनही माझं एवढं वय झालं तरी मी थांबत नाही. मी माझ्या शेतीत चालूच काम राहतं. मी कविता करते, लेख लिहिते, मी घोडेस्वारी करते मॅडम, मी स्विमिंग करते, गन चालवते, लेख लिहिते, कविता करते. तुम्हाला एक माझी ग्रामीण भागातील महिला शेतकऱ्यावर एक कविता केली मी, ती म्हणून दाखवते मॅडम, तुम्हाला जर वेळ असेल तर. असा वाढतो संसार, जग वाढतच जात, तरी बाईच्या वाट्याचं दुःख वाढतच जात. बाईचा जन्म तसा चुकून झालेला, त्याच नेमका वेळेला देव उठून गेलेला. ब्रह्मदेवानं बी थोडा डोळा कानाच केलेला, घडवता घडवता देह लहानच ठेवलेला. काही खाचा उंच उलटे दिले तसेच ठेवून, एक पिशवी गर्भाची दिली खाचत खाऊन. देवा तुही चूक अशी आज आम्हाला भवली, लोक म्हणतात नार कशी नाजूक ठेवली. तरी सारा भार आम्ही कुशीत पेलतो, नामा निराळा पुरुष कांदे नाकाने सोलतो. काय म्हणून बाईनं घरादाराला सोडावं, परकेच्या दारामध्ये काय म्हणून पडावं. भाऊ भाऊ बापाच्या शेतावरले मालक, आम्ही लेकी झालो आधांतरीच्या लोलक. लेकीचा जन्म जशी फुटणारी लाई, खाणारा म्हणतो कशी भाजलीच नाही. लेकीचा जन्म लेकीला कळतो, आत आत कसा आत्मा जळतो. धन्यवाद मॅडम. थँक्यू.
थैंक यू मैम, आपके जो एक्सपीरियंस आप हमारे साथ शेयर किए, थैंक यू.
धन्यवाद.
Now I call upon, we have come to the end of our seminar. Now I call upon Miss Pradnya Paikrao, a student from second year MA in sociology, to propose vote of thanks.
Gratitude is the holiday of peace, the celebration of work, and the act of simple life. We owe to express our gratitude to all those who were part of this event. I, Miss Pradnya Paikrao, standing before you to acknowledge my gratitude to all who contributed in many ways to make this event successful. First of all, I would like to be thankful to our Honorable President of this event, Dr. Venkatesh Kabde sir, former MP and Chairman, Nanded Education Society, for being here to guide us in spite of his very busy schedule. I would also like to be thankful to our Honorable Keynote Speaker of this event, Shirin Kulkarni Madam, co-founder and director, Council for Creative Education, Finland, for her very precious guidance. I am highly thankful to our honorable chief guest, Dr. N.T. Kamble sir, Chairman, Board of Studies in Sociology, Swami Ramananda Tirtha Marathwada University, Nanded, for inspiring us by sharing his valuable thoughts among us. I also express my gratitude to Dr. Praveen Patil sir, Vice Chairman, Nanded Education Society, so Shamal Patki ma'am, Secretary, Nanded Education Society, Shri Praful Agrawal sir, Joint Secretary, Nanded Education Society, Professor Dr. Vikas Sukare sir, Member, Nanded Education Society, for their motivation, support, and valuable time they have given us. I hold deep sense of gratitude to the speaker in all three sessions, Pooja Priyamvada, Academic Director, International Institute of Mass Media, New Delhi, Chayatai More, Jizamata Krishi Bhushan Puraskar Awardee, Women Farmer, Jalna, Dilip Taur, Advocate and Arguing Counsel at Supreme Court of India, who led us and motivated us by their words as well as unmeasurable social work. Last but not the least, I would like to be sincerely thankful to the members in organizing committee, Dr. Aryam Zadav sir, Principal, People's College Nanded, Dr. Ashok Siddewat sir, Vice Principal, People's College Nanded, Dr. Sachin Pawar sir, Coordinator, IQAC, People's College Nanded, so Swati Kate Madam, Head Department of Sociology, as well as convener of this international seminar, so Neeta Karaskar Madam, so Pandilwar Madam, and Sri Gasbhare sir, for minutely looking into everything and encouraging us. This international seminar on women's empowerment would not have been possible without their support. And lastly, I would like to conclude my vote of thanks by expressing my gratefulness to my colleague Lazarus Soren for anchoring this event and all the participants who took out their precious time to make this event more meaningful and successful. Thank you all for being there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Pradya, for having acknowledged all of us and our active participation through your words. Thank you. Now we have come to the end of our program.